Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kago coming at you with another video. So today, I wanted to talk about what I call the great add-on problem. Now, this has been brewing for years and years, and this is on the back of a new add-on that was just released, and it is called the Archon add-on. Now, we will definitely go and talk about that one in detail, but essentially, it's one of the most toxic gatekeeping add-ons that has probably ever been implemented, and really has pretty much no reason to be here in Classic WoW in my opinion. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So this is generally about the add-on problem, and we will definitely talk about that, but first we're going to switch it over so you guys can see what this Archon add-on is. So essentially it is for showing characters parses, all-star points, and world rank in-game. So this is an example of them hovering over someone and seeing that they have 99 parses, 8 of 8, all-star points, rank 70 in the world. This is kind of insane, and you can even go over and highlight to see what bosses they have killed here in Season of Discovery, as well as you can copy and get this. Now, the biggest problem for this is it says if you are in the Alchemical Society, so you are paying $25 a month to be in the Alchemical Society for this add-on. So it is a paid-for add-on, which we will talk about in a moment, but essentially this is how you do it. There's a page on Wowhead if you're interested in going here. But what I want to do is take you guys to another thing. This was a forum post. It dates back to, it says November of 2018. And so these are the rules for people using add-ons in World of Warcraft. So the very first one is add-ons must be free of charge. So just for like that, so many add-ons I can think of, some of the best add-ons violate that one. The code must be visible. Add-ons must not negatively impact World of Warcraft realms or other players. This will be one of the most toxic add-ons that is going to definitely ruin raiding, essentially, because people aren't going to take you if you're below a certain point, and it's just sort of the whole Raider IO mess that we see on retail right now, and kind of ruin the game for a ton of players, especially those more casual that just want to play the game with their friends and enjoy the content. Then they may not include advertisements. This one, a lot of them fail as well. Add-ons may not solicit donations, so that's another one. If you say, oh, it's not free, you get the add-on access if you subscribe to our Patreon. That's pretty much what this is. You know, that's soliciting donations because you have to subscribe to their Patreon to get it. Just kind of insane. You can't have offensive material, can't have copyright stuff, blah, 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 blah. But you get the point. Like, most of the very best add-ons fail this checklist by a mile. And so, obviously here on Season of Discovery, I even use some complex add-ons. Like, not gonna lie, I use the Foji Weak Aura pack, and you even have to pay for that, but it just gives me this Weak Aura bar to track my spells at the bottom here, and it also gives a raid pack.
I don't understand
but
people.
When we look at add-ons, add-ons have been kind of an essential part of the game. Here's the list of add-ons I use. Most of my add-ons are informational add-ons. Like, I use them to acquire information, like Atlas Suit, so I can see the loot, DBM, so I know things. Spell activation overlay pops up spells in the middle of my screen like retail does. And then just details, so I can see how much damage I'm doing, interrupting, just a lot of stuff like that. And then just a lot of just sort of informational stuff. Titan panel just gives information here. You can see all the gold on my entire account right here. And just a lot of sort of quality of life things. What's training right here is a really good add-on, so you can see what you can learn at what level. So just so many add-ons are such a key part, and most of them are just quality of life and informational add-ons. Those are the add-ons I enjoy. I think that they have a great place in WoW, and since Blizzard doesn't want to really implement them into the game, which they have implemented a lot of them into the game, especially in retail, but obviously they don't want to touch it in Classic. I don't know why. That's up to the devs, I suppose. But I think when we come to the great add-on problem is add-ons are getting so complex and so good that they're creating a huge competitive advantage, and people are being so exclusive with them, making you pay for them and stuff like that, and it creates such a toxic and I think bad for the game environment. And while I'm a big proponent of informational add-ons and things that you can use to sort of track things, give you information, make it easier to know things instead of having to manually track it all with like pen and paper or a spreadsheet and stuff, that just really sucks to do. So having add-ons that like do this, for example, here I'm going to use Blast Wave. So now you can see that my Blast Wave's on for 45 seconds. When I'm fighting a boss, my eyes are usually centered on my character in the middle of my screen. That's why my UI is set up this way. And so like having to look at the bottom of my screen to see Blast Wave right here, you know, that's where I do like a lot of these add-ons. However, if another mage doesn't have these add-ons, they're going to perform significantly worse than me, just because I have my add-on in my HUD set up to optimize my positioning, my play style, being able to see mechanics and boss stuff that is coming at me and track my cooldowns with ease and have them pop up literally in the middle of my screen, opposed to another mage who isn't doing that. And these just create so many nuances and stuff. And most importantly is classic Season of Discovery. It is not difficult at all. No one really needs these add-ons. You can very easily do all the content with simply having DBM installed, and you could go into the raids with straight up green questing gear and most likely kill it if you have a competent group of 20 in comms listening, doing callouts. And so I'm on the fence. I know Asmongold takes a pretty big stance on it, and he just says they should just get rid of all add-ons, period. And while I do see why he says that, I half want to agree with him. Like, I think it'd be great because you don't really need them. They help a ton, but like, I can't imagine people doing Sunken Temple without DBM and stuff at this point in the game. Like, there would just be such chaos and such game design. And when we look at like new content they've added, they sort of, especially in retail, they build around add-ons, like the ability that, like, if you look at some of the top guilds that do race for world first, like Liquid, they straight up have like coders on their staff to code add-ons the day that it comes out, and that is just insane. Like, they're actively doing it, and the organizations that usually get the world first kill aren't just an upstart group of 10 people, 20 friends, you know, that have been dedicated going after it. It's the people who have all of the best add-ons, the best weak-ors, the coding team to make the weak-or dodge the mechanic. And it's just kind of crazy to me how big it's gotten, how crazy it has gotten. And I just wish Blizzard would take a stance one way or the other. Some of the most popular ones we see here in Classic that violate that TOS, we have like Rested XP, we have Zygor, we have any sort of big weak-or like this, like the Foji weak-or is even violated because you just pay to get those. And there's just so many add-ons that violate those principles, and it really just sucks to see that sort of take place and people sort of being gatekeepy. And this Archon add-on is just going to make it so much worse. And I truly hope Blizzard, this is the push to stop them, and they stop it before it becomes a problem, because it is going to be so bad. People already gatekeep Sunken Temple pretty hard, and it's going to just get even worse if they put this Archon add-on in. And the biggest thing is that, like, it's Season of Discovery, supposed to be more casual and fun, and it's about discovering new things and experiencing it, and just having a super gatekeeping add-on is going to absolutely ruin it. And if you're wondering, I'm not a filthy casual. You can go look up my Warcraft logs and you can see that I usually parse 99s and whatnot. I've probably fallen down a little bit, but at week 1 and 2 I was top 100 mage for Season of Discovery. So I'm not like a filthy casual trying to say this. To me, I just like enjoying the content, really. That's what it is. I like to pump, I like to do as much damage as I can do, you know. I like to perform that way, but not everyone likes that way. and so just having such a huge add-on to gatekeep is going to be a massive problem. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this, whether or not you think this is good, whether or not you think they should put it in. I don't see any world where this is good, honestly, and I'm a big proponent of informational add-ons. It's not that hard to just like click someone's name and type it into Warcraft logs if you really want to log check everyone, but having an open world in the game is just going to cause so many problems, and I really hope Blizzard steps down on this massive add-on problem that we see here. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think down below. I love reading all the comments, and until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.
I don't mind because I don't give a shit about any of those add-ons. I'll use all the free ones that I need. Cause like I'm not a fucking shit player. Like, you don't need to be a goddamn god. You just need to not be fucking shit. Honestly, is my take of that. My opinion on it. Like I mean, probably if you wanted a challenge, play a damn enhanced shaman. Like every other class, just pressing like 1 or 2 buttons or some shit. Like, Shaman's like a little mini game here to pump as enhance. You're like tracking Maelstrom, you're making sure you're storm striking on cooldown, you're making sure lava lash is on cooldown after all these other things. It's like more of a priority list than it is a rotation. Fucking little mini game. Then you also gotta like make sure you're not dying and shit. Like on top of the rotation already. Like, I feel like that's the most skill-based class right now in SOD is just enhanced shaman. I don't know if anyone else has like that much buttons, like keeping up flame shock. What else? Earth shocking, like as a last priority if flame shock's already up. Making sure you're always using your chain lightnings, like as soon as you get them, so you're not like wasting potential maelstrom procs. But that's like off topic of like what they're talking about. Alright, we're skipping Herod. Not worth, because it takes like 2 minutes for like the loot that he gives, and like the mobs after just ain't worth. Plus I don't think I would have the invent space for that. Always open up a stream with one of this guy's video, fucking Kago. This dude like straight up, he uploads a video every single day. He somehow finds a fucking topic to go about on this. Like impressive. Oh, let's hear Zario's take on it.
New Archon add-on in Wowhead? Archon? What's that? Wowhead Archon add-on. New Archon Warcraft Logs Tooltip add-on for Season of Discovery. Archon add-on early access. Archon, the company behind products like Warcraft Logs, has released an early access version of their latest tooltip add-on for SOD. This add-on will allow players to view character parses, all-star points, and world rank in-game simply by hovering their cursor over a character. Oh my gosh. That's bad. L. Yo, guys, W or L for this add-on. W's or L for this add-on? L, 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 L. Oh, there's a W. L, 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 L. I mean, if you do care about logging, it's really nice convenience and quality of life, so you don't have to alt-tab out and go to Warcraft logs. But, like, in terms of the culture, it sucks. Like, in terms of the culture, basically, everyone is gonna, like, judge you based on your logs. Having said that, and this might come as a surprise, I don't really, like, necessarily blame Warcraft logs. Because if Warcraft logs wasn't doing it, like people just alt-tab and check Warcraft logs anyway. This is, like, human nature to, like, want to put a number on someone and see how good they are and then play with them or avoid playing with them because people want to, like, just play with gamers and not waste their time, which is kind of unfortunate. I think people miss the days where you weren't judged on a number and you could just play the game and, you know, wipe a few times and people wouldn't just instantly leave the group and stuff like that. But it's not that game anymore. So what am I trying to say? The future is here. The future is happening. And this is part of that. And it's here to stay. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's maybe not a great thing, but it is a thing. And yeah, that's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. This will be society soon. I mean, you see it all the time. Like, I've used this example before, but I watched a documentary on Jeff Bezos when I was back in college. And one of the things that I learned from that documentary, or I shouldn't say learned, but one of the things that was, like, eye-opening from it was Bezos was interviewed, and the interviewee was basically like, do you feel bad for, like, shutting down a lot of small business? And Bezos replied, saying something along the lines of, and this was like 10 years ago, so it's been a minute, but he said something along the lines of, like, the future is happening. We're offering overnight shipping. We're offering one-day shipping. People want the quality of life from the one-day shipping. If you're a mom and pop store and you can't offer one-day shipping, then, like, people aren't gonna buy from you anymore. Like, if we didn't do it, then Walmart would have. If Walmart didn't do it, then Target would have. If Target didn't do it, then I don't know, Alibaba, you know, whatever. So it's like that's the technological world that we live in. People want a certain product in a certain time, and that's the expectation. And people aren't willing to not use that because they've gotten used to it. So it's like the future is happening is basically what he was saying, and we're living in it. And if you don't get with that, then, like, you know, it's not really like Amazon is killing them. It's like the future is here, right? Anyway, you can make whether you agree or disagree with that, that was kind of his point. But the same could be said with, like, an add-on like this. It's like, well, man, the future, like, if this add-on doesn't exist, people are still going to alt-tab to Warcraft logs. Should Warcraft logs be removed? It's like, well, people are, like, play it to get better logs and people are used to it. So it's like, could you remove it? Maybe.
I love instant
It's a tough conversation.
Much like Zayu likes Prime subs.
Duck Farts, thanks for the Prime. I appreciate that. Yeah, so it gets tough, right? It gets tough. But, like, it's basically like the people that say, like, well, Amazon is like hurting the world, and it's like, okay, well, don't order from them anymore. And it's like, well, they offer overnight shipping and, like, same day shipping on, like, everything. It's like too convenient not to, damn it. And it's like, well, that's the conundrum, you know what I mean? So I guess there we are. It's like kind of the same thing in game. It's like, well, it's really convenient to see someone's logs instantly, but it's also maybe a bad thing. Hey man, Pandora's box is open and we're living in it, or outside of it. Anyway, good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday for Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Yeah. Was hoping you'd be on V Rising today. Is there new content for it? You don't need everything right away. I mean, hey, tell that to civilization at large, huh? So to sum up, Bezos won't like this add-on? No, to sum up, this Bezos probably would make this add-on. I have V Rising. I have played V Rising. I thought it was pretty good. Hey, good morning, Blank here. Oh, V Rising is out, huh? 1.0. Cool. First it was gear score, now they want to see Warcraft logs. Well, right, yeah.
I don't think I've heard anyone bring
like,
up Gear Score at all on my
technology
server.
advances, we're gonna have more and more information about
Maybe
other
like
players and other
or
people.
some shit like that.
And
people
yeah,
just clowned on them.
back in Classic it was nothing, and TBC or Wrath Gear Score came out, and people called Gear Score toxic. But Gear Score is a lesser version of Warcraft logs, right? Like if you cleared better raids, you had higher gear score, so people could tell the content you've cleared based on your gear score. And now it's not only like have you cleared the raid, but how well have you cleared the raid? And yeah, it's gonna probably keep going this way. Hey Oz, good morning, man. There's an add-on like that for shopping. That's what the shopping score is for. Oh my gosh, you're not wrong. Oh goodness. Gear score doesn't show your skill, right? A gear score is a worse indicator of skill than logs, but like neither of them are a perfect indicator, right? It just points you in the right direction sometimes. Hey Moise, what's up? Do you need an add-on that uses LLM? What's that? You have it in real life in China with social credit points, smiley face. Oh, great. Large language model. Okay. Hey, Sardako, good morning. I was just thinking about the hardcore days this morning and how much I miss them, bro. WoW logs is better than gear score. Rewards performance over luck and time played. That's a take. Maybe a take I could even stand behind, but yeah, that's definitely a take. Wow. Sardako, I'm assuming you don't actually hate this add-on. I'm assuming you kind of like it because it makes it a lot easier to tell what people's parses are.
HC hype.
HC hype. HC hype. What up, James? Thanks for the 10 months. I mean, on retail, you can see someone's Mythic Plus score by mousing over them. This is basically like bringing that same thing into Classic WoW. Logs are good to judge people off. People will alt-tab. It changes nothing. Well, that's kind of like my point. I know that's going to piss people off, but at the same time, like, that's just the type of expectations gamers have these days. It's like, all right, if I'm going to make a group, I want to play with all 90 parsers. I'm only going to buy 90 parsers. It's like, bro, you know? Saves me time, smiley face. Hey, I get it, bro. I get it. Oh, yeah, I was reading my comments on this. So in this video, I basically talk about rating numbers going down in SOD, right? And I was kind of curious on the comments because people might think, well, this is why or that is why, right? Number one thumbs up comment is nobody wants to do a 20-man raid and get 3 world buffs for a chance at +1 spell power. Press 1 in the chat if you agree with that, generally speaking. Press 2 if you disagree. 20-man raid, 3 world buffs. Because, like, I kind of think that's pretty valid. A lot of 1s, some 2s. But I think that's kind of valid. The upgrades are very small. It's a lot of work to get the upgrades. If you don't enjoy raiding in itself, meaning you enjoy the raid just to do the raid, you don't care about the loot at all, you just want to play the game, then there's not a massive reason to want to log in and raid. There's no carrot on the stick, so to speak, right? But I was reading more of these. I think, while I love SOD, that the rating numbers are nowhere reflective because everyone has alts. That's fair enough. It said, SOD is great and the leveling takes me back to the feeling like I'm playing an actual MMO. However, rating and endgame is heavily gatekept, toxic, and overly time consuming. So, my point to this is like, dude, like, people are gonna disagree with me here, man, but make leveling great again. Make it slow. Make it engaging, exciting, right? If SOD is about the leveling experience for a lot of people and the end game is like basically when you quit, make leveling slow and great, not rushed through in 4 hours and then you play the end game and then quit because it's toxic. That's a lot of people's experiences in SOD that I've only played for a little bit and end up quitting. It's like, okay, I hit max level. I don't really feel like doing the raid more than once or even doing it once because it's gate kept and toxic. And so I'm just going to stop. It's like, okay, if you made leveling long and the journey exciting, which, you know, I think P1 and P2 felt a little bit more that way. P3 with incursions and just like boosting culture, it's like, okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. That was kind of like my take. I think the leveling is like really fast. I think the leveling experience makes you feel like an actual MMO. Well, yeah, that's the reason people play Classic. That's the reason people like Classic. It's because the world feels alive. It's because you have interactions with other players. It feels more authentic and it feels old school. Those are the pros of classic WoW. There's cons too, but those are the pros. So sticking as close to that as possible is probably a good idea, right? The problem isn't 20-man lockouts, but supplementing the effectiveness of a 10-man 3-day structure. In other words, P3 is less rating for worse rewards in a format that is more rigid and raid rosters and harder to sustain. The whole phase would have been infinitely better had incursions just been 10-man raiding content and rotated every 3 days. Yeah, there's nothing to do every 3 days. It's like every week, and it gives people less of a reason to log in, I guess. There's less chores on retail. You can raid Mythic Plus, PvP, old raids, whatever your thing is without doing world quests and other chores. Fair enough. As someone who raided a lot in Phase 1, I quit for the following reasons in Phase 3. 10 to 20 raids. Hated it. Being stuck playing the same spec for 2 phases and Phase 3 not changing. Blizzard's insistence on increasing the difficulty of the raids. So you have a player base, you know, 10 thumbs up. You have a player base that thinks the raids are still like too hard. To me, Phase 1 BFD was peak fun for SOD. 10 friends, 25 to 30 minutes, and pump and blast. Hot take, I actually agree with this. I think SOD P1, you get 10 homies and you just blast for half an hour. It's super easy to fill a 10-man group. It's super easy content for the most part. You know, dust to dust, whatever. But like pretty easy content, and you can just blast. You don't have to get a ton of world buffs. You don't need to get 20 players. You don't need to get too much. Like, you just, it's kind of easy. You blast. Hot take, man, but I actually think this comment is onto something here. Yeah. I think that's why more people played in P1, despite I think P3 actually being better in the sense, like there's just more runes, more spell interactions, more world PvP kind of. Because I mean, Ashen Veil sucked. We can all agree with that, I think. I don't know. Like, I like Sunken Temple as a raid. I do. I don't know. I think 20 players is turning a lot of people off. Let's keep reading though. I'm curious. The constant leveling endgame level repeat format is fatiguing and lowers reward permanence. The tiers being split by level instead of item value also means that every phase effectively has a hard gear reset. Well, what are you expecting? I guess the one of the appeals of Classic has always been like the rating. Like, okay, people are gonna disagree with this, but it's that the rating isn't that sweaty and hard. Like, it's literally you just run in and blast. People like that. People like that, I think. And once it becomes sweaty enough, it's like, well, I'd rather either just play retail or, you know what I mean? I still raid, but I think 20 man is the problem. We had a friend-only guild with the 10-man raids. Now we have a bunch of randos. Not saying they suck, but the chemistry with IRL friends playing is gone. Type 1 in the chat if that's you. Like, you had a fun time. Like, you might still play. You had a fun time with your 10-player raid, and now with 20, it's just so many people. It's not even that it's like a bad thing, but like, it's just different. Like, I think there's a lot of people that I don't like spending 2 nights a week raiding with people I don't like just because they have a good parse. Alright. Just don't want to raid anymore because of all the dickheads. Crapheads, rather. Family friendly. HR, Parse 99, Hurry, World Buff, Cons, Logs, Enchants, Logs. Remember, guys, it is a game. We should have fun. Now it's like work. So it seems like a lot of classic Andes are quitting SOD because it's too much like retail. With the world buffs, logging, parsing kind of stuff. Interesting. Very true, 100% exactly. That's really interesting. Because I feel like for me, like, I actually don't care that much. Like, but I play more than most people, right? So it like makes sense that I care less. But I think for a lot of people, this might be reality. That's why I left. Hate that WoW has become a job. Yeah. There's this really funny skit from Viva la Dirt League. Viva. WoW, or MMO is a job that we just watched. When gaming becomes a job. Yeah, we just watched this the other day. Here, let me play this again. For those of you that already saw it, just bear with me because this one is really funny, man.
Stuck on some acid protection, so that's really good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I was just putting my son to bed. He's having a bit of a tantrum.
Well, we are waiting on a couple of the raid clans still, but don't let it happen again.
Alright, so most of the players have already headed down into the Darkstone depths just to clear out those early stage mobs. Last time 4 of the 8 tanks were actually spec'd up for depths of Murgol with acid splash protection. As head tank, I really need you to be across this, alright? We need to be spec'd up for fire protection.
Yeah, I'll make sure I check everyone.
And just making sure you've upgraded Horrific Cleave. We need you to activate that every 3.2 seconds across the 6-hour raid.
6-hour raid?
Yeah, man, Darkstone depths can be anywhere from like 6 to 8 hours depending on how well we do.
Oh, whoa, no, I promised my wife I was going to watch a movie.
Yeah, no, you should cancel that. It's not going to happen. Hey, really quick, can you get those wipe stats from you?
Okay, now the Firebats of Underbelly Cavern were doing about 149 DOT per second last raid. That means anyone with armor spec of a 1557 is going to get about 9 minutes per Firebat.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. I just want the Shoulders of Strife from the Crusher, so as long as we get that far.
No, according to the loot schedule, the Shoulders of Strife were claimed by Alex if they drop.
Oh, what? No, I need those.
You loot steal me, bro. I will you up.
Yeah, okay, man, chill.
You up.
He'll you up.
He will you up. Have you even seen the loot schedule?
Yeah,
Nah, man,
Loot
I've been
schedules,
working
man.
all day. I'm tired. I just want to chill and play some games.
Do you think this is just a game?
No, I don't think it's just...
Rowan, this is important work we're doing here. You have an important job.
Do you
Yeah,
understand your
seriously, bro.
position? Rowan, you are head tank. Look, man, this is a great opportunity to really step up, all right? In 6 to 12 months,
Yep.
you could even be clan
I know,
affiliate.
I know. This is all stuff I know.
Think about all the perks you'd get. You get the extra gold, the in-game storage, and the respect of the clan.
This is a big deal, Rowan. Wow.
No respect.
No respect.
No.
For superiors.
Exactly.
Does that sum up why any of you quit WoW at some point, or like quit SOD maybe? When games become a job, pretty much 100%, yes, yeah. Like, I think this is what people experience, right? I quit raiding because of this. Yeah, it's like you log in, you're tired, you just kind of want to blast BFD in 30 minutes with the boys, and it's like, okay, now I have to get world buffs, get 20 play. Like, it's just like, that's too much for me. You know what I mean? I think this is real and true for a lot of people. You know, not for me, not for me per se, but I think for a lot of people, this is very real and true. You know, this is a 1-minute video from 13 years ago. What? I don't think I've seen it either. Hell, maybe I have. Maybe it's in the back of the memory bank somewhere.
Pull? No. Are you guys ready for me to pull? No! Isn't this a heroic? Yeah, why? I heard heroics are really hard now. Not really. They just require you to use your brain. Well, I'm a keg.
I like how the mage or like the priest or like the caster sounds like such a tool, dude.
And I don't have time to think. I just need to be rewarded. Well, it's just basic concepts like moving out of the dragon's breath and sheeping mobs before you pull. That sounds difficult. Do we get tier 13 for doing this? No, why would you get tier 13? WTF, that's stupid. Has Blizzard realized that I work a job
Old
with odd
Crendor was
shifts,
a
have a
fucking
family, and
gem.
can't devote time to doing stupid basic concepts?
This is what we were just talking about, and this video is 13 years old.
Why do you even play this game then? Because I enjoy the story, and Blizzard obviously wants their content to be seen by more than the elitists like you. In Wrath, Blizzard made the smart choice by letting us get raid-worthy equipment without having to do the raid to get it. You know what? Why don't we just have every game advance you to the final level before you beat level 2 because you're too busy to put time into the game? Why don't we just dumb down the content for you so we can cater to your special needs? Why don't we hand you all the shiny purple epics that you want but can't get because you don't have the attention span to do a basic task that makes you think for a split second instead of mindlessly channeling AoE? You don't deserve anything you haven't earned. Does your boss give you a paycheck for 40 hours when you only work 10? No, so shut up and sheep the mob! My sheep. Go, 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 go!
Oh, the Go Shaman guy. I love that guy.
Bro, this is literally everything we were just talking about, and it was uploaded 13 years ago from people in Cataclysm complaining that they wanted Wrath back. Oh my gosh, times never change, do they? That was so appropriate. Oh my gosh. I think it's a good point though, man. Like, if you don't want to devote the time, then don't play. Blizzard doesn't like that answer though, because they're like, well, we want you to play. And so they make it easier, but for the people that do want to devote the time, they're like, okay, so now everyone gets it. Like it's been a conversation for, I guess, 13, actually longer than, it's probably been a conversation since like the existence of the game. It's kind of a refreshing feeling that these conversations aren't new and that they've always been around, and it's not like we're like on the cusp of anything. It's like, oh yeah, people have been talking about this for a very long time. Actually, I was reading some Marcus Aurelius, and like a lot of the stuff he talks about in his book Meditations is like a lot of the same stuff we battle with today. And it's like, dude, 2,000 years ago he's thinking these same things. Times really never change, huh? Like it's wild to think about. And then same thing, I was reading some Dostoevsky in like the 1800s, and they're dealing with a lot of the same stuff, like tackling a lot of the same questions. It's a really like interesting thing. Like in Crime and Punishment, they talk about the morality behind marrying someone for money and like basically like selling your body for money and like prostitution. And like today we talk about like OnlyFans and the morality of that. And it's like, holy crap, these same conversations have been going around for hundreds, thousands of years. Anyway, yeah, I guess there's nothing new under the sun, huh, boys? There we go.
It makes me want to watch all these old WoW Krendor videos. Alright, YouTube, do your magic. Put them all in like the suggested videos. Any day now. This guy's still leveling up his hunter from like 10 or so years ago. The dedication, or lack thereof. Okay, what is your most popular videos, Krendor? Class stereotypes, of course. I really need to like actually do both kinds of cleaning. Like I need to get like some compressed air, clean out all the dust in this PC, and then like I need to like clear the caches, the other shit like the temporary files slot, percentage, like I need that all deleted, all this other shit so my computer can like run a bit more smoother. This is like disgusting.
Everyone! Else sucks but me. Oh, trying to kill me? Too bad.
Why is this buffering so much? What the fuck?
Everyone else sucks but me. Oh, trying to kill me? Too bad you suck. I can just bubble. LOL, you mad? You jelly of my anime hair and ADD, bro?
Hello everyone! We have nerfed shamans for the 1000th time because we don't like them. We have made it so every other class can do what they do, but better. If you want to succeed as a shaman, you must play to the highest skill level so you can be on par with everyone else. Stun, 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 vanish! Stealth. Stun, 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 stun. Haha, stupid noob, got ganked. Well, you're 40 levels higher than noob. Shut up, noob.
I am the best. I am strong. Me hit enemy with axe. He run away. Me angry. Me rage.
We wiped. I blame the priest.
Me too. The priest is the worst healer ever.
You stood in fire. Shut up, baddie. Look at the Shadow Priest. He thinks he's a warlock. LOL. Just go roll a warlock, noob.
Where are my buffs, retards? Way to buff the worst DPS so he can give off the illusion that he's good.
Do I have to link the DPS meters again so you can see how right I am? Can I get a summon? I'll just walk.
Hey, make me portals, food, and water.
Screw you, I'm a fire mage, not your servant. Oh, you're fire? We need you arcane. But arcane's boring.
G-kick.
I am a girl and I love collecting pets because pets are fluffy and cute and happy. Hey, that looks like a hunter item. I need it. It's a shield. You never know what you might need. You can't use shields. Not with that attitude, you can't. Hello, I am the gold farmer and I pray the hunter to get the gold.
Hey guys, I'm gonna play Feral and tank. Hey guys, I'm gonna play Resto and heal. Hey guys, I'm gonna go Boomkin and DPS. Hey guys, I'm gonna go back to Feral.
I am a douchebag. Don't know how to play my class? Still do 20k DPS.
My character is so prettyful and happy. I sure love the Horde. They're so cute.
Yes, but I just can't figure out which hairstyle I want. There's so many choices. And why are these Horde mounts so ugly? I'm glad I bought the Sparkle Horse.
Hey! Hey, why are you picking flowers? Hey! 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 Hey, you wanna do a pug? And meet Wad standing.
Are you shy or just socially awkward? Be quiet, gnome.
Okay, you just shy. I used to be shy, but then I grew out of it.
I love animals. Yay, animals. Should I be a hunter that can have pet animals or a druid that can turn into animals? Yay, animals.
I'm boring.
Me too.
No, listen, I really like you as a friend, but I think we should be more than friends.
I don't even know you. And you're sitting right next to your wife.
Female dwarfs don't exist. Everybody knows that.
I don't exist.
Why is it that some of us Taran are very calm, peaceful, quiet individuals, when some of us are like me, alpha male jock douchebags? You can do your druid crap while I tank.
I'm always
I used
a
to know a
druid, primarily played by a middle-aged woman.
Death Knight. Torrent.
I got tired of my old race, so now I rolled /race change to a goblin.
Me orc, me smash, Loktar Ogar.
You're an idiot.
You ugly. Me go date hot blood elf girl.
Ew, you're definitely not prettyful or happyful. Don't even get near me.
Oh yeah, I also don't exist.
Was that the female Torrent?
Oh my gosh, are you guys ready to do a battle? Oh yeah, I also don't exist.
Female orc? No, a lot of people.
Oh my gosh, are you guys ready to do a battleground yet?
You ever just look at something and just look at it? Yeah, man, that's so crazy. It's like, whoa. I'm hungry. Hello, my name is Boris. In Soviet Russia, angry space goats are best banned around.
I'm actually a man and I watch a lot of anime.
Rock and roll, metal, punk, headbanging, yeah!
So many terrible people play this game. Definitely haven't played since vanilla like me. I'm the only good one, like I'm trapped in this pitch black hole of isolated confinement. Caught in the undertow.
I don't know why people say we're annoying.
Me either! It's definitely not our high-pitched voices or that we're 2 feet tall.
Do you think it's that we more intelligent and they jealous?
It definitely is! That's why we have the intellect racial!
It's not even a racial. Wait, do they have an interracial? I thought they just naturally had more int when you like first create a new like baseline stat.
Hello, Billy. I see you've joined a guild.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of people in it. Maybe I should get to know them.
Hold on there, Billy. Before you talk with your guildies, you need to learn the types of guild members that World of Warcraft has. Let's take a look at some.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna play my mage. I'm bored of my hunter.
But we need you for the raid.
Don't worry, mage is the class for me. By the way, can you run me through SFK? I'm only level 20. I'm bored of my mage. Ooh, I think I'm gonna play my shaman.
The know-it-all spends every moment not on WoW reading up on WoW through various websites. They usually tell you how to spec your character, what rotation to use, and why they're so much better than you.
This game sucks! Blizzard is filled with idiots who don't balance the game and please the casuals. OMG, rogues are so overpowered. Wow, mages are so underpowered. That's why my DPS is low.
The legend is the person that seems to do everything right, whether PvE or PvP, all while hiding their non-existent social life. Hey, I think if you move some of your talents around, you'd increase your DPS.
Well, sorry, I suck. At least I have a life, unlike you. Some people have a life.
That was like literally
me.
my.
Can't be playing this
Bro,
game.
that was straight at my fucking last guild I was in. I'm glad they fucking kicked me.
Game all day. Ironically, they usually do play the game all day, but spend it sitting in trade chat arguing with people about having a life. Nobody knows who they are, and no one has ever talked to them. They're usually online at 3 AM in the middle of nowhere. Ben, you're our top DPS. You have to come to the raid.
No, I won't go if my Snuggle Muffin can't go.
Remember last time when she wouldn't send her wolf pet in, Mr. Scruffy, because she didn't want him to get hurt?
We don't need them, Snuggle Muffin. Let's get out of here.
The bragger loves to link all his new amazing gear in guild chat, as well as sit on his rare mounts in front of the bank or auction house. Anytime he completes an achievement or obtains something of value, he will make sure everyone knows.
Hey, could someone please run me through Dead Mines? I'd appreciate it so much.
Oh my god, is that a girl? Oh, I'll do it, pick me.
So do you want to, like, go ride mounts on top of the org bank or something?
Nah. Hey, could someone please give me mount money? I'd appreciate it so much.
Wow, guys, over there is the exact spot where Thrall battled Onyxia in a game of rock, paper, scissors and lost best 2 out of 3.
The baddie is the one person who is just terrible no matter what you do to help them. Never learns boss fights, rolls on downgrades, has no enchants, and can usually be found standing in fire. They are often wearing the Jenkins title, but remain in your guild because they are friendly. Usually female, these players love to collect achievements, titles, pets, and anything else that is worthless. Oh yeah, I got an achievement for hugging all the Murlocs of Azeroth. I get the Slimy Arms title and a new Murloc pet, which I already have, but this one is more of a cyan, while my other one was aqua. The lazy tool mooches off the guild bank, always wants summons, does mediocre DPS, never runs back, and always needs a repair bot for his broken gear. He remains in the guild though because he's friends with the guild leader. Now that her kids are in 4th grade and her husband has gone on business trips, she fills her time by raiding in your guild. She calls everyone hun or sweetie and always talks about how amazing her family is. Nobody cares.
Hey, did you know Bobby said you were a bad hunter in guild chat yesterday? Just thought you should know.
Wow, I didn't know there were so many types of guild members.
Hey new guy, get on our server and meet everyone.
What's he talking about?
He wants you to get on Zentrilo, Billy. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, this is back when Ventrilo was the main
Hey there,
Discord
new
of the
guy. I
day-
think my
of the
mic is
time.
too loud. Is my mic too loud? Oh, I think it's fine. Does anyone have health potions? Who said that? Was someone talking? I hear something, but I think it might be nothing. Hey, fix your mic, loser. Oh, hey, Rebecca, say something hot like, I'm so hot right now. Say it. Say it.
I'm so hot right now.
She just said it. She just said it. That's so hot.
I hate you. God, I really do. I hate you. A lot.
WTF, somebody else just joined. Who is it? Go, 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 go.
Furday used to have a lot of bangers at the end of his videos. Pretty sure I have some of his songs like from his outros like on one of my old like gaming playlists. I was really into dubstep and like electro and drum and bass and all that shit. Alright, I think I'm doing this faster than I was before. I think it was like 9 minutes with like the Ellie spec. Spell hints. I'd have to time it again. I'm pretty sure it takes me like 9 minutes to reach this last hallway.
Hello, Billy. I see you got kicked from your guild.
Yeah, now I have to find a new one.
Well, let's go over the types of people you'll meet in your new guild. Hey, I farmed a bunch of mats since nobody else did. If you guys want to... Hey, everyone! There's free mats in the guild bank!
Actually,
Hey,
no, that
Bill,
was like
how's the...
13
I'm
minutes
talking,
looking
I am
at
talking,
my,
everybody listen to me talk! I am talking,
beta.
I am talking, everybody listen to me talk!
Hey, can my friend join the guild?
OMG, how rude! Stop interrupting me! Alright guys, we're gonna raid on
I think that's
Tuesdays
me sometimes.
and Thursdays.
I cut
In my
people
old
off, I
guild,
notice.
we used to raid
I
on
normally
Wednesdays
notice
and
and I'll
Thursdays.
apologize. Oh, wait, no, you guys.
Okay, well, we're gonna need another healer as well. In my old guild, we only use 3 healers. Yeah, but this isn't your old guild. In my old guild, they used to say that when I talked about my previous guild. This guy doesn't raid or PvP. He just sits in the city and talks in trade chat, usually about how he's in a guild that's good at raiding or PvP.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I love everything and everyone. Yay, sunshine and fluffy animals, voice getting higher and about to explode from joy.
This guy complains about the immature 13-year-olds in his guild, yet he acts exactly like them.
We should probably raid on Mondays because the guild's motivation levels drop by 33.3%. And we should pick up a druid since another druid would increase our boss downing percentage by 17%.
These are groups of people, usually in numbers of 3 or 4, that always talk to each other and hardly to anyone else, much like high school. So I was talking to Bob the other day.
OMG, I don't talk to that douchebag anymore.
You don't even know who he is.
That's what you think. Not like I'd want to know him after what he did.
Hey guys, even though we keep wiping on the first boss, at least we're trying. I'm sure we'll get him eventually.
Or not. Half the guild doesn't even have a functioning brain. How are we supposed to improve when we can't get out of giant green areas with flashing warnings?
I'm sure we just have slow learners. Don't worry, I believe in you guys.
I don't. Let's just call this raid so I can go watch TV, which would surprisingly be using more brain power than playing with these idiots.
Hey everyone, my friend is going to be playing with us. He just started a new character.
Oh yeah, I'll be max level in no time.
Is your friend still level 7? Yeah, he's just been busy. But until then, my brother Mike is leveling a new character.
Hey bro, I'll be 60 or whatever in no time.
This person always quits the guild for stupid reasons and begs to come back a day later, usually saying,
"This time will be different. I've learned my lesson, I swear."
Hey new guy, the Evs in Trillo?
Yeah, my last guild had it.
Well then get on our server.
Hi everyone, my name is Billy.
Barbecue ribs are so good. What? Barbecue sauce? Oh, my keyboard now, it sucks.
Gretz. Hey, can you guys hear the music?
Yeah, it sucks. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette.
What? What'd you say?
I said I'm gonna go smoke a cig.
Oh, I thought you just smoked one 5 minutes ago.
Okay, listen. I really like you as a friend, but you're addicted. Okay, and you need to stop right now. Okay?
You have a problem, man. Oh, you have a problem. I need another beer.
Hold on, guys, I might have to go.
Jimmy, I thought I told you it was bedtime 5 minutes ago.
Mom, these people depend on me.
I don't care. Turn it off.
Mom, no. Bobby's mom lets him play on school nights.
Well, Bobby's mom's an alcoholic.
What?
I'm back. Great news. I was out of cigs, but I bummed one off the homeless man that lives in a box next to my house.
Gretz. Hey there, Billy. I see you got an achievement.
What's an achievement?
An achievement is something you get for completing an in-game goal to give you a fake sense of self-pride.
What types of achievements are there?
Good question, Billy. Let's find out. Oh, cool, I got an achievement.
Gretz!
Oh, alright.
Gretz!
Okay, this is getting kind of annoying.
Gretz!
OMG, I can't take it anymore!
Gretz!
I did it! I finally completed every quest in the game! I will surely obtain a great reward!
Indeed, champion. You have earned the tabard and the Lore Master title.
Wait, that's it? I spent months completing all these quests and that's it? If you kill the opposing faction leaders, which can take a few hours, you get a cool mount. But for my multiple months of work, I get a tabard and a title?
Gretz!
Die! Die!
Oh look, I got an achievement.
Die!
Alright guys, I need the achievement on this boss, so all we need to do is interrupt the shadow explosions.
This group sucks! Can't you people use common sense? You press one button at a specific time. How hard is that?
I'm leaving unless somebody gives me money.
Fine, I'll give you 50 gold. Now suck less.
ninja log.
This is stupid. I'm leaving too. Ah! These are special achievements that only come around once a year. People will either rush to complete them, or take their time, finishing all but one of the holiday achievements, having the event end, and having to wait another year to complete it. I killed 3,000 of your enemies and gathered like 50,000 stacks of cloth. Am I exalted yet?
You gathered 49,998. You still need 2 more stacks to get exalted.
Why do I need 2 more? Isn't 49,998 good enough?
No, you don't care enough about us yet.
I'm 2 worthless stacks of cloth away from exalted. Who cares? Grats! Shut up, I didn't even get it yet. A feat of strength is usually something that used to be an achievement, but has become outdated and nobody else can obtain it. It is neither a feat nor a strength, but more of a reminder on how much time you've wasted on this game.
We got the guild achievement for winning a rated battleground as a group.
Oh yeah, this strengthens our guild friendship bond and shows that we can accomplish difficult tasks as a team. Hey guys, can I be part of the team in the next rated battleground?
No, you suck!
So what did we learn today, Billy? That achievements are minor self-esteem boosters that don't actually mean anything unless you want to obtain minimal rewards. Wow, that's actually right.
I agree, achievements are stupid. Oh, I just got one. Not like it matters, they're stupid anyway. But I might as well just go do another one. Oh, and I didn't notice I got one for doing something else earlier. But achievements are stupid.
Grats!
It's locked. It's locked. I can't loot that. That spell isn't ready. It's too far away.
Warning, this video contains World of Warcraft PvP footage. I will understand if you have to close your eyes for some parts. World of Warcraft's PvP is unlike any other game. If you enjoy competing against other players in epic battles, then you will surely enjoy WoW's player vs. player system. Why PvP? There are many reasons to PvP. For example, when you PvP, the primary thing you're gonna need is gear. Resilience gear. As you can see by this diagram, resilience is the primary variable in a winning PvP formula. Here are some playstyles that categorize PvPers. Dedicated PvPers devote their WoW playing time to PvP. They generally can be found in pre-mades and take it rather seriously. Know-it-alls think they are leading a raid and tell everyone what to do and how to do it. They pretty much know everything about anything. Not much explanation needed here. AFKers can generally be found trying to hide in alt-tab while their team is getting owned behind them. Primarily Death Knights, these people will slash spit on your body, or teabag you when you die. Randoms are people that PvP for fun, which we all know isn't allowed.
They suck and apparently don't have eyes to read how not to suck and lack common sense. There are many places to PvP in WoW, but battlegrounds are the most common. Battlegrounds are instances dedicated to PvP. To win these battlegrounds, you will need proper strategies. Here are the most basic strategies that everyone knows. Our first battleground is Warsong Gulch. All Warsong Gulch is capture the flag. Shouldn't be that hard, right? Wrong. Very wrong. Biggest mistake people make is they don't fight in the middle. When you fight in the middle, you get the most kills, so why wouldn't you want to fight in the middle? Another good strategy is to go into the enemy base by yourself. When you go in by yourself, nobody's going to suspect anything. If you go in as a group, they're all going to know you're going in there. Next up, we have Arathi Basin. Unlike Warsong Gulch, Arathi Basin has control points. What you do is you capture the control points and you gain resources, and the person that gets the most resources first wins. One great strategy for Arathi Basin is to fight on the road. Much like Warsong Gulch fighting in the middle, when you fight on the road in Arathi Basin, you get lots of honorable kills, and who doesn't want honorable kills? Another great tactic in Arathi Basin is called zerging. That's when your whole team attacks one control point. This is effective because your whole team just overruns the enemy. Now take a look at this. These people are playing defense. You never want to play defense in Arathi Basin. What happens when you play defense is your zerg isn't as effective. And what happens when you can't zerg efficiently? You lose. Next up we have Alterac Valley. Now Alterac Valley is different from the other battlegrounds because instead of capping flags, you kill the enemy general, and there's 40 people in the battleground. Now, some people might say you capture the towers and the bunkers to win the battleground, but that is not true. If it were true, everyone would be doing it. So here's what you have to do. Number 1, you take the mines. The mines are very critical in winning the game. Don't ask me why, just do it. Next up, nobody knows about this, but Wild Paw Cavern. Try it. Eye of the Storm is like a combination of Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin. The best way to win Eye of the Storm is to have your team zerg the flag and ignore the towers. Although you can't cap the flag, your intimidation will scare the other team into AFKing out. The last BG on the list, Strand of the Ancients, is unique since it has siege vehicles. Don't bother using them though, just use bombs to blow up the barriers. Also, when starting Strand of the Ancients, make sure to jump off the boat so the other team doesn't know where you are. The power of surprise is unstoppable. World PvP. All World PvP involves is ganking and capturing towers, which give you a 5% experience boost. Blizzard thought long and hard about this one. Wintergrasp is another place to PvP, located in Northrend. It's loaded with skilled players.
Is anyone else lagging? I'm lagging. I think it's my computer, but I just bought it 2 years ago.
I need an invite. That's like an exact quote I've made. Give me an invite.
Hey, Billy, I thought I told you to sit in Dalaran. I got bored. Well, big bored is not an option, Billy.
Usually the offensive team wins, but these 4 defensive tips should have you holding on to your keep for a long time. Number 1, make sure 3/4 of your team is inside the keep. This will stop them from sneaking in. Number 2, catapults. Make sure to build catapults. They are fast and provide an excellent source of damage. Number 3, towers. Attacking the towers are pointless. If you attack the towers, who will defend the keep? They are just there to look at. Number 4, do a barrel roll. Finally, we have arenas. Now, I'm not the biggest arena player, so I went out and found the actual Blizzard description of what arenas are, and here it is. The main goal of the arena PvP system is to offer players a highly competitive environment that does not rely so much on a huge investment of time, but rather a team's playing skills. Because the arena system is meant to be the ultimate PvP challenge, the level requirement to join an arena team is level 80. Now this isn't actually true, so I've decided to help them reword it. The main goal of the arena PvP system is to offer asshats a somewhat competitive place to waste their time and rely greatly on a team's amount of resilience and class choice. Because the arena is meant to be, but isn't, the ultimate PvP challenge, the skill required to join an arena team is -1. Well, I hope you learned the moral of the story today. Winning in WoW PvP doesn't require strategy, time, skill, or a brain. It just requires resilience and techno music. Hello, Billy. I hear you're having some trouble in pugs.
Yeah, everyone yells at me or kicks me out. What am I doing wrong?
Well, first off, Billy, what's your gear score?
What's a gear score?
Your gear score is what determines how good of a player you are.
Well, I guess I could get a better gear score, but how do I deal with all the people in pugs?
There are many different types of people in pugs, Billy. Let's take a look at some. Is everyone ready? Do you really have to ask that on every poll? Does that mean yes? Yes, now go. Let's do a ready check first.
I don't know, I do that as the tank,
I'm not
so
doing
I'm not
Oculus, this place
sucks!
sucks!
Generally a good way of
Loot droppers are people that leave your group while you're rolling for loot on the final boss. I can't believe we wiped, you guys suck! I'm not running back, I'm waiting for a res. The AFKer goes AFK even though you've just clicked the button to enter the instance. Alright, let's go! Can you hold on? I need to buff... screw it. Hey guys, I gotta go make a grilled cheese, so I gotta go now. Couldn't you just make your grilled cheese when we are finished with the instance? Actually, you know what? It turns out my power just went out, so I gotta go anyway. The good-geared bad player does 2k DPS in full ICC 25-man gear. How is that possible? Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Hey you guys, how's it going? Oh cool, we're doing Halls of Reflection. I did this instance yesterday and it was really fast. We had a pallet tank and 2 mages and a rogue. It was so easy. Hopefully this group will be just as good. Hey, you know what's really good? Pizza. I'm eating pizza right now. I'm drinking a glass of water with it too. That reminds me, we could use a mage table right now. Oh no, we don't have a mage. What a shame. Hey, that reminds me, my friend's a mage and his guild is in the top 5 guilds on this server. Hey, that reminds me.
Go, 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 we'll be fine. Go, 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 just pull, go, 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 go. I'm pulling if you don't pull. Go, 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 go.
I'm waiting for the healer to get mana.
Oh. Go, 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 go. Looking for more VOA 5.5k plus gear score, link achievement.
I want to join that group.
You can't join that group, Billy. You don't have a high enough gear score or the achievement. This diagram can help you tell when you're ready for VOA.
I think I understand instances a little more, but how do I get people to want to help me?
A lot of times, being polite can go a long way. Explain your situation, or just say please. Let's do an instance so I can show you. Hey guys, can we please do the optional bosses? My friend needs gear and it'll only take 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Are you serious? I can spend that time riding around Dalaran on my new celestial horse mount, or getting my leather working up, or complaining on the forums, or writing a poem, or...
Okay, fine, just start the instance. Hey, could you please move out of the void zone? Hey, please, move, void zone, please.
Dude, this healer sucks, I almost died.
Do you mind if I get mana? It'll only take... Oh, okay, I guess we're going.
WTF, where are my heals?
Well, I'm out of mana, and you're out of line of sight, so...
Kick the healer, this guy sucks! I thought you said to just be polite and pugs, and then they would help you.
Just shut up, Billy. Shut up.
Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, we'll be fine. Go, 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 just pull, go.
Why are you so impatient?
Hello, I'm Morgan Freeman. This is the story of the Go Guy, an orc named Kagon who lived alone in the mountains. Kagon was one of the wisest and most powerful shamans in all of Azeroth. He was approached by many travelers seeking some of his wisdom.
Great Kagon, how do I go about becoming a master blacksmith?
Go spend a bunch of gold on mats and get it up.
But I spent all my gold traveling here to seek your wisdom.
Well, go farm some herbs or something then. Next.
Why is it that I killed 20 zebras, yet only 3 of them dropped their hooves?
Did you try doing a barrel roll?
No, how would that help?
Idiot. Next!
My name is Tim the Whelp, and I feel that whelps have been looked at as evil. We really aren't evil, we are friendly creatures. We've just been given a bad name by many—
Okay, what's your question?
Oh, I don't have one. I just wanted someone to talk to since I was lonely.
Next!
Hero, you buy gold very cheap, only best price for you, wise shaman.
Next! Every day, Kagon was flooded with stupid questions, but a few days later, Kagon got an interesting visitor.
How you doing, man?
Oh, the last thing I need right now is a troll.
Relax, man, I do no trolling today, but I have a question for ya.
What is it?
They say you the wisest shaman, but what good is wisdom if you don't spread it?
I do spread it, I answer people's questions.
Nah, man, you answer stupid people's stupid questions. That don't make them wiser. I challenge you to go out and teach them the ways of the wise. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point 1.
This challenge inspired Kagon to leave his home in the mountains and spread his wisdom to the less fortunate, which is exactly what he did. The only problem was, people were not as accepting as he thought. You probably shouldn't be wearing PvE gear in PvP. It's gonna lower our chances of winning and—
Don't tell me how to play this game. I've been playing for 2 months now, and I think I know how to play the game, boy. So shut up.
And then I was like, LOL, you suck. Learn to play, noob.
I think you should learn some grammar. It makes you sound less retarded.
I think your mom should learn some grammar.
Anal grammar. I sure love my fishing. Yep. Hey, what's happening over there? Cataclysm destroying the world. Is that gonna disturb my fishing? It better not disturb my fishing.
Greetings, fine gentlemen. Did you know that if you attach a fishing bobbler, you can actually catch your fish easier?
Who's this strange orc guy? He's selling me something? Don't know. I tell you what, boy. I don't take too kindly to people disturbing my fishing.
I'm giving you helpful fishing advice.
Not even for a lower price. Get out of here, boy.
Do you people not know how to run an instance? We need to get buffed up. Calm down. We've been buffing up for 10 minutes! Uh-oh. Looks like the mage went AFK again. What an idiot. I told them I had to get my tank gear from the bank. Some people just don't have any patience. Go! 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 Go!
And that's how the Go Guy had a mental breakdown, which from that moment on has never went away. Never went away. Actually, your soothing voice has calmed me down. Thanks. Anytime. Anytime.
Oh, there you are. Like I was saying, whelps have been given a bad name throughout history, and I decided to write down some reasons why whelps should be helped out. Number 1.
Guys, we're losing subscribers. What should we do?
I have an idea. Let the fans take over. They always say they have the best ideas, right?
That is
Genius!
Okay, everyone, Operation Return Wild Glory is now in session.
I was told there'd be snacks.
Well, I was told there'd be snacks too. There will be fruit punch and graham crackers at the end of the meeting. First off, new players, how do we help them?
Make the starting zones more exciting.
Okay, how do we do that?
Dragons! Loads of dragons all over the place!
Okay, good. What else?
Oh, when I start a new character, I'm broke, so let's have a snowball in the starting zone named Moneybags, so people know he's rich, and he hands out free gold to all new players and a level 1 mount.
And more dragons!
And better loading screen tips, like, don't feed the trolls cause they're mean and hurt your feelings, but it's only cause they have sad lives themselves and try to bring others down, but don't let them do that to you, cause you're stronger than that, man. You're stronger than that.
And zombies! Zombie dragons!
Alright, how about PvP?
We will get rid of all battlegrounds aside from Old Alterac Valley.
That's an
That is
amazing
brilliant.
idea.
I love that idea. Good. I like that. And what about arenas? Okay, we'll have all the normal arenas, but for the best arena players, add in a super mega death arena with spikes everywhere, and dragons, and trapdoors, and paladins, and... oh wait, that make it unbalanced. And it's in a forest with big trees for cover and fire everywhere with explosions. That's gold, pure gold. Okay, how about PvE?
Okay, I got this one. First, get rid of LFG and make it so you have to spend an hour looking for a group only to have people keep leaving it and going AFK, and then have everyone walk to the instance because that's like vanilla WoW, and vanilla is the best. Then you'll need a warlock because he'll have to summon the group since you two are the only ones that walk to the instance. Then make it so—
Too bad 5-man sucking are for noobs. Let's make WoW intense again. To get into raids, you'll have to do a 10,000 mob dragon grinding attunement quest to see who is late enough to be qualified for the epic raid. Raids will have 100 people, and if your computer can't handle it, go play Pony Adventure Quest. There will be one dungeon located at Negrin, the best WoW zone ever, with all the strongest bosses, and the first fight will be ELDEN riding Deathwing, and Hogger riding Gammon with fire boulders and lava falling from the sky, and constant poison that reduces healing by 95%, unless you hit the gong that randomly kills half your raid, but gets rid of the debuff for 2 minutes, in which zombie dragons will appear and raise the Lich King.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here to create the new WoW expansion.
Last time you said there would be snacks, and there's still no snacks.
Ain't nobody got time for snacks. Alright, new races. What are they? I think fire elves, because normal elves is boring. And when you make them fire elves, that's cool. Just like fire orcs or fire something else, you know?
I think it would be better to have Tusker because they're friendly and they can go fishing and they have mustaches and they ride turtles and I like them.
No, shut up. You're all stupid. What is the one thing people love? Trolls. What's the second thing people love? Zombies. Put them together, zombie trolls. Think about it.
Okay, let's move on. What else do we need?
New talent trees. Talent trees that give us awesome abilities and customizations like Zombie Dragon Spec, where all the abilities involve zombie dragons.
Or just a fun spot, where you can have fun and play with cool new toys and abilities you get that don't really help you in the game, but it just lets you have fun. And I like fun.
Or a vanilla WoW spec, where you just get the old talent trees.
Alright, what about professions? We can have fun new professions like woodcutting, where—
That's boring! We need intense professions like surgery. We get rid of rezzing and make players have to perform surgery to return their friends to life.
And zombie dragons!
No, that's stupid! Why would zombie dragons be involved? That's overpowered!
Sorry.
We're gonna need a new zone as well.
It'll be Negrin. No, 4 Negrins. No,
10 Nagrins, all put together to form a Super Nagrand.
With Nagrin and Grizzly Hills music.
Yes! Yes!
Alright, this is starting to sound promising. What about the PvE in Super Nagrand?
I know. Since you've helped Hemet Nessingwary hunt the animals in Nagrand, the tables turn. You help the animals hunt Hemet Nessingwary. He's reigned over them for far too long, and with the power of zombie dragons, you hunt him down.
I like it. And then we can have animal friends, and they can be mounts, and we can feed them candy to make them happier.
Or we can have hunters have mountable pets, because I've always wanted—
That's stupid! We need zombie dragon mounts. One for every person of every level, and we need all things to be mountable. Trees, buildings, bosses, mobs, everything!
Okay, PvE sounds good now, so what about PvP?
All PvP needs is balance, so we just need to balance it.
We can make one super class and give everyone all the same spells and abilities.
And a new arena, and nobody
Hey,
has
that's
any gear, so
Wonderstorm.
your skill shows how good you are.
And it's in a giant empty room, so it's fair to everyone and completely balanced.
And auto post-game arguments. You don't even have to type how you lost because of some random reason. The game does it for you.
Sounds like a great expansion, guys. All we need is a name.
How about the Tusker Experience? Having a grand old time.
That's too confusing. Let's call it Cookies and Cream WoW, cause it's like Vanilla WoW, but a different ice cream flavor.
No, it will be called Zombie Dragons, Rise of the Subscriptions, and Return of Real Nighttime. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. I don't know why I keep bringing you all back, because you all have terrible ideas, but today we're going to be talking about patch content, specifically content between major patches. I'm glad there's snacks, because I wasn't going to come back if there weren't snacks. Alright, so once content gets stale, there's a gap between that and the next major content patch. What do?
We can add new cities and random locations, but it doesn't have to be a real city, just a mini city made with already in-game objects like boxes or trees or already existing buildings, so it's less work for the devs.
And the city could have reused NPCs, so they don't have to design new ones like Arthas or Hogger or just random people.
And they give fun quests like treasure hunts, but unlike the Timeless Isle, the treasures are all over the world, and that way it's like a big exploration adventure, and everyone can have fun.
And the reward is fun little toys like toy train sets. I love train sets.
Well, what can we do to keep players more engaged while they sit in Orgrimmar or Stormwind?
I know, an in-game movie theater in big cities that plays real movies in-game, so you don't have to alt-tab to Netflix and can still be in-game and kill two birds with one rifle.
I think it's kill two birds with one stone.
I ain't gonna kill birds with a stone. That's what an idiot would use. I just use a rifle because it's more efficient.
Okay, so to spice up PvP with minimal effort, we just need to give players stuff to interact with, not actual content. Give them zombie dragon mounts in a field and let them battle.
Isn't that still content?
No, zombie dragons are already in the game. Just make them mountable and put them in Arathi Highlands. Nobody goes to Arathi Highlands.
I
I like Arathi Highlands.
Well, you're stupid, and then we can start a whole league, the Zombie Dragon Battle League, Zidbull.
Okay, how about PvE content? People love PvE for a few reasons. You got teamwork, strategic boss encounters, and gear, so how do we suffice that? I know, so we can have mini raids around the world like Farmer John's Turnip Catastrophe, where you and 7 friends... Why 7? Because I like the number 7. So you and 7 friends have to find someone to help you defeat the turnips and the mega turnip. So you look through the rocks and find Ninja Rock, since he's just an already in-game item with a headband. So no work required, and with his help, you can take back Farmer John's farm. And the gear that drops is just reskinned old gear with slightly better stats. Oh wait, they do that already.
And the final boss of every mini raid is a zombie dragon, all with different names, leading up to the Mega Zombie Dragon raid in the main content patch 13 months later.
Well, we still haven't talked about professions. Maybe if you don't want to raid at Farmer John's farm, you can still fish and cook there with Farmer John and his family. Yeah, and they teach you how to make recipes because they live there a while and they know stuff, and they teach you fishing tricks too, or other profession-related abilities.
And then a zombie dragon burns down Farmer John's house, and the fires engulf him and all those that he loves.
That fire better not burn my train set. I like train sets. Yep, and we're done. Hey you, did you just get into the Warlords of Draenor beta? No. Oh, what about you? Yeah! Well then, from the non-creators of Dungeon Dan and Raiding Randy comes Beta Bob.
Hey, I'm Beta Bob.
With advanced technology, Beta Bob lets you know when to stop doing unproductive beta tasks. I want to see the new zone.
Kid, you've tried going in the Gorgron 3 times now. How about you take a break from being an idiot?
Beta Bob also reminds you to report all the game-breaking bugs you encounter, helping you serve your true beta tester purpose.
Hey, I know it must be fun to watch the shoulder pad light show, but how about we report that before I have an epileptic seizure?
This game has too many bugs in it, and it keeps resetting my key bindings.
What is this, a game demo? Go be useful instead of standing around and alt-tabbing to look at Twitter and cat pictures. Time is money, friend.
Well, you can track my computer activity?
That's not all. Beta Bob even tells you everything you need to know right when you log in.
You've just recovered from a game crash. All your settings have been reset and your progress has been pushed back 4 minutes and 48 seconds prior to where you crashed.
Oh, but I killed that rare mob and got a really cool bow.
And I want a new job, a time-lost proto-drake, and a mother that loves me. Get over it, kid.
Not everyone understands the game developer's decisions either, so Beta Bob helps you out.
Why can't I reforge my items? Hey, calm down. I'll look into the reasons why this has been removed and report back. This is so dumb, just because the casuals wanted it removed. You know, that's the point of this beta, is to give feedback on what you might do differently or provide valid reasons as to why you wouldn't. You're dumb! This game is dumb! The game devs are dumb! I'm not buying this stupid game!
On top of all that, Beta Bob could even tell you why your game design suggestions are flawed. I think Ice Lance needs to do more damage because it doesn't do enough damage.
Well, the reason for that is Ice Lance relies heavily on using other abilities first, so they act as a buffer to the Ice Lance's damage.
No, but you don't get it. I keep casting it and I hardly do any damage. This class is broken. Download Beta Bob now and we'll throw in character creation Corey for only $5.99.
That's a mighty fine beard you've picked for your character. I'd suggest not making a rogue. You have 4 of them and they're all under level 30. You've been trying to come up with a name for 45 minutes now, mate. I think you gotta make a decision. Act now.
I wonder if Wildfinger has ever been offered a voice acting job.
Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm Wakrendor and welcome back to another episode of Pointless Top 10. Sure, make top 10 list out of pointless things. Why are we flying by this pointless thing? Statue in Booty Bay because inside pointless things are treasure. Let's begin. Number 10 is Dire Maul, and I put Dire Maul at number 10 because it may not be one of the flashiest instances or one of the most memorable instances, but I think it's one of the most historical instances dating back to Vanilla WoW. So, much like Scarlet Monastery, you had multiple wings of Dire Maul. It wasn't Graveyard, Cathedral, and all those. It was Dire Maul West, East, and North. It was Dire Maul West, East, and North. And the thing that made it interesting was these were all part of one instance, right? These were just one big instance, and you chose where you were going to go. And I think one of my favorite things, one of my most memorable things I did were DM tribute runs, where you went to Dire Maul North, and you got more loot by skipping the bosses. And I think they should do this in modern WoW. I think this would be a cool thing to do. Maybe it's an outdated mechanic, but I think it'd be fun, where you would have to... It was like steal a key from a guy that patrols the courtyard, and then you'd have to fix a frost trap and freeze an ogre, and then you'd have to get the ogre bodysuit and put it on, and you'd end up fighting the king, and then you would fight another boss with the king of Dire Maul North, and once you killed the king, all of these bosses kind of gave you bonus loot as tribute, and that's what DM tribute runs are, and so... That was just a fun way of running the instance, and I think that made Dire Maul one of my favorite instances just ever in World of Warcraft. Number 9 is the Ragefire Chasm, and I put the Ragefire Chasm on this list because it's something that pretty much every World of Warcraft player has done, at least for Horde. Alliance is probably more Stockades, but even then, Ragefire Chasm happens a little before Stockades does in terms of level, so it has been revamped. I believe it got revamped in Cataclysm? I'm not completely sure, but in Vanilla is a bunch of orcs and elementals and stuff like that, and now it's a bunch of burning dogs, and I think the boss guy's still an orc. There's a big worm. It's definitely a lot cooler than it used to be, but I think there's always some nostalgia about the old version of the instance, and so... having it be the first instance you go to, I think everybody has some sort of nostalgia with Ragefire Chasm, and that's why I had to put it on the list. But I mean, it's not the greatest instance, but it's one of the first instances you do, so you gotta remember that. You gotta remember that. Number 8 is Zul'Aman, and I put Zul'Aman at number 8 because it was actually the one I've done the least out of all the Zul instances, which, you know, obviously means I'm gonna put some of the other Zul instances on the list. But I think one of the things I appreciate the most about Zul'Aman is the aesthetic of it. I love how it has almost a Hillsborough Foothills vibe. It's got the foresty foliage. You got waterfalls. You got the trolls. That's just, and I'm a big fan of Hillsborough Foothills, so it all makes sense. But I really like the instance. I just remember people being like, "Come on, we gotta go," and I was the healer. And we had to rush through it, and we'd pull more than we could chew, and then we would die, and then you get blamed. And so I have some bad memories tied into it. I never got the mount either, but that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy the instance for what it was. But I know some people are like, Zul'Aman, best instance ever. So this is my list of pointless dungeons. Well, they're not pointless, but they're kind of pointless. Everything's pointless. I feel like I always end up at this thing where it's like, everything's pointless, man. Nothing means anything, man. It's just we live and we die. That's like what it is, you know, man. What am I talking about? Number 7 is Zul'Farrak, and I figured I'd stick with the Zul theme and just throw Zul'Farrak in next. But I do have a little more nostalgia with Zul'Farrak because it is an instance that's dating back to Vanilla WoW. It's one of the first instances I remember running where I was like, oh man, this is actually getting a little challenging. It's not completely... You know, like, oh my god, this is the hardest thing. But it's still, for back then, it was a pretty difficult instance to run at the time if you're level 40 or whatever. You had Gazrila, you had the stairs where you were fighting everyone at the top, and then you had to walk down with the AI people and fight the people at the bottom and all that. You had the zombie grave things. It was a fun instance, and it was in the desert of Tanaris, and so that made it a little different because there weren't that many desert areas in WoW either, so Just all that combined. Plus, it's where you got the carrot on a stick. Well, it didn't actually drop here as part of a quest thing, but you had to come here for the quest, and it was 3% speed. Some people were like, oh, it's only 3% speed. What difference does that make? I'll tell you what difference it makes. 3%! Number 6 is the Grimrail Depot, and I didn't think I'd put a Draenor dungeon on this list, but Grimrail Depot is just a different dungeon because it's a train. It's literally a dungeon on a train, and I think that's such a cool concept. Unlike a lot of the underwater dungeons and stuff like that they've tried, fighting on a train is it's just fun. It's like an action movie. You like look out and you see the train moving, and you're like, whoa, I'm riding on the train, man. I think it's cool. I mean, that's the main if it was just all the same stuff but not on a train, it probably wouldn't be on this list, but it is on a train, so it is on this list. And that's all I got. Number 5 is the Dead Mines, and I feel like if you've played WoW, you've heard of the Dead Mines. It's just one of those places like Ragefire Chasm, but I think it even has a little more notoriety than Ragefire Chasm does. I think Dead Mines is a bit more, it's a bit more of an adventure. Ragefire Chasm's like, we're in the Under Orgrimmar, and there's some demons and orcs and stuff like that. Dead Mines is like, you know, you're fighting kobolds, then you stumble into Westfall, and you go into this building in Westfall, and then it's like, oh, a cave. And you go into the cave, there's ogres, and there's pirates and stuff, and you're like working your way through, and then you see the big-ass pirate ship. You go on the pirate ship, and it's like a little mini adventure. And when you're already level, was it like 15 to 20, this is really your first big instance that you run, and so I think it kind of sticks with you, and I think a lot of people do remember the Dead Mines for that reason. Even a lot of Horde players went and ran Dead Mines, so yeah, that's why I had to put it on my list. I put it number 5. What a rat! Number 4 is the Scarlet Monastery, and I had to put the Scarlet Monastery on this list because it's easily one of the most influential dungeons for low-level leveling in World of Warcraft. It's almost a tongue twister. Low-level leveling, low-level leveling, low-level leveling. Okay. So yeah, Scarlet Monastery, you had 4 wings. You had Graveyard, you had Library, you had Armory, and you had Cathedral. This was the first time, I think, you had all these different instances combined into one instance, because Dire Maul wasn't until later in the game. I don't even think it came out until a later patch after this. But this was before you got there in the leveling process anyway. So you get there and you're like, oh, so you start with Graveyard, and then I believe you went to Library, and then Armory, and then Cathedral. I think that was the order in which you did it. It was just crazy because it's like the same instance, but it's just different wings of it, and as you're leveling up, it was great experience. It was good gear, and it just had so many memorable moments. You had the like, I'll rip the secrets from your flesh guy. You had the Arise my champion. You had Herod with Herod's shoulder. I remember I wanted to make a warrior just to get Herod's shoulder. That's how much I wanted that shoulder because I thought it looked so cool. And it was just a really cool place. And then they remade it. And even the remade Scarlet Monastery is pretty cool, to be honest. I think it has some really cool aesthetics, like the stained glass, the statues, the library guy that burns all the books and stuff. It's a great instance. Easily one of the best they've made. Good job, Blizzard. For number 3, we go to the Caverns of Time, which I could pick a lot of Caverns of Time places. I actually really enjoy all the instances in the Caverns of Time. But none more so. Is that the right way to say that? None more so than. That doesn't sound right. That's one of those things where I keep saying it over and over. Well, now you see the the clips of what I'm talking about. None more so than the Culling of Stratholme. So the Culling of Stratholme, I think, is one of my favorite instances because it relates to Warcraft 3. And after playing Warcraft 3, coming into World of Warcraft and playing through this mission in World of Warcraft as an instance was just really fun. And it's kind of a callback, and you're like, I remember this from the Warcraft 3 thing. So that's probably the main reason I enjoy it. But even when I hadn't played Warcraft 3, I still enjoyed doing the Calling of Stratholme because it was just a very story-driven instance, and I really enjoyed that instead of just getting thrown in and being like, go fight the bosses. So, Calling of Stratholme, number 3. Strikes, you're out. That was dumb. Number 2 is Zul'Gurub, ZG, the final Zul dungeon on my list. And Zul'Gurub is easily my favorite Zool place of all the Zools. It's just, I love Stranglethorn Vale, so I love the jungle theme about it. I love the bosses there. It's one of the first raids I did that wasn't Molten Core, because back in Vanilla you would do Molten Core, and then it's like, alright, well, I guess we'll go to Blackwing Lair after we do this, because it just came out after we'd beaten Molten Core, gotten close to beating Molten Core. But then ZG actually came out, and so Zul'Gurub was kind of a breath of fresh air, where you'd go there and just get some gear that would help you out, and it was just an entirely different theme behind it, and that's why it's so vivid in my memory as well, because you're in the molten rock, and you're underground, and you're in the mountain, and you're fighting these fire monsters, and it's like, hey, let's go to the jungle. There's like water and green and trees and stuff and trolls, and you're like, what? This is weird. So that alone made it stand out, and you had things like the Bloodlord with his raptor. You had the tiger boss. You had the panther boss. You had trolls. You had a car. And I actually still have the tiger mount to this very day. I got it on one of the final days you'd be able to get it. And I've told the story before, but I just ended up getting it. Someone else was there with me, and then they ended up giving me the mount, even though they won it because it was my run, and they kind of came with for no reason. They were like, well, I wasn't going to come anyway, so you can take it. And then I was like, yes! And then like a year later, they're like, damn, I wish I would have kept it. And I was like, haha! So yeah, ZG. And number 1 goes to Karazhan. I had to put Karazhan at number 1. It's just my favorite dungeon of just old WoW and new WoW. The revamped one I enjoy as well. But just so many cool things about it. You had the chess event. You had the opera event. You had this creepy aesthetic of these ghosts all still occupying this place. You had some really cool boss fights in there. You had the fun of trying. It's like climbing a tower, so you're essentially progressing up the tower to get to the top of it. So that's always in your head, like, oh man, we're almost getting to the top. And it was just, I just loved Karazhan. It felt like the complete package of a dungeon, if you know what I mean. It had that dynamic feel. It was a very epic feeling. Like, yeah, here we go, we did this, and now we're moving on to this. And every fight feels a little different, and I think that's what's so cool about it. So many dungeons, you have fights where it's like, oh, that was, it's kind of different. You fight an ogre, and then you fight a troll, and you're like, all right. But this is like I said, the opera event, the chess event. You had optional bosses. You had the don't move during flame wreath. There's so many memories. You had the dragons. There was the one dragon. It's so memorable, like the dragon. You know what I'm saying, though. So that's why I decided to put Karazhan at number 1. It's my favorite dungeon, and I'm hoping that in the future there'll be some even better dungeons that we can explore in Battle for Azeroth and beyond. So thanks for watching, and yeah, okay. See ya.
I'm out of range.
Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm Ocarina, and welcome back to another episode of Pointless Top 10. A show where we make top 10 lists out of pointless things. Why are we flying by this pointless statue in Booty Bay? Because inside pointless things are treasure. Let's begin. Number 10 on the list are the Blood Talon Raptors. These are the raptors that are, oh my god, what? They're ghosts. Ghost raptors. Ghost raptors aren't on the list. They'd be really cool though for a starting zone mob. They're just phasing in and out. Either way, Blood Talon Raptors are number 10 on the list, and for a few reasons. One of them is they're one of the first starting zone things you run in, or you would run into back in Old WoW, because you would get out of the Orc starting area and go to the Echo Isles. So they weren't technically starting area mobs, but now they are because of the Troll starting area. And Blood Talon Raptors are one of my favorites as well, because I have my WoW leveling pet, Larry, who is a Blood Talon Raptor. And so obviously I have an attachment to Blood Talon Raptors because of that. Also, look at their toes. Look at their toes. Look at this. Look how weird that is. It's like, I don't know if it's a nervous twitch they got, or it just keeps tapping. It's like they could have little tap shoes and just do a little raptor tap dance. That'd be kind of cool, right? That'd be kind of cool. No? Okay. Number 9 are the Quillboars, and I picked the Quillboars because they're essentially like the Horde version of kobolds. And what I mean by that is they're just everywhere, right? If you start as a Tauren, you fight the Quillboars right away. They're just burning down everything. You gotta go out, you gotta kill them. They're just everywhere in Durotar. They're not in the direct starting zone, but once you get a little further into it, there's Quillboars all over the place. There's Quillboars in the Barrens. They got their own instances. They killed Mancrick's wife. Spoilers. But it's like Quillboars. Like, you hate them, but you love them at the same time. That's why I don't put them high up on the list. But I mean, everybody knows about Quillboars, so you gotta put them on the list. Quillboars. And I don't know how they do it, but they all have these like brambly, thorn, spiky type atmospheres they got. I don't know how they grow these things. Like, I don't think these were here before in Durotar, but somehow the Quillboars are able to just grow spikes out of the ground. I don't know how you do it. If anybody knows, put it in the comments, because I sure don't. Number 8 are the Vile Familiars, and I'm sure you'll be very familiar with these starting zone mobs. I thought that one up myself. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Familiar? Familiar? Is it familiar or familiar? Like, I know that's how you spell the word familiar, but like, it could be familiar. I don't know. It's a weird fantasy race. Either way, they're just these little blue shit kids that run around, and they're just like, ah, and they got their little spike. They've had a visual upgrade, so they don't look the same way they do back in Vanilla WoW or prior to whenever they got updated, but they are still these little blue imps. They're just everywhere, running around in the upper half of the starting zone for orcs, and they're just annoying. And like, when you start out playing, this is one of the most frustrating mobs I had to fight that I remember fighting when I was like new to the game, just running around and trying to save that guy in the background that's suffering from scorpion poison or whatever it is. But either way, I mean, they've made me nostalgic about them. So even though I hate them, I'm still nostalgic about them. And look at this cave. Who doesn't remember this cave? You gotta go get that pickaxe in there. I don't even know if you gotta keep doing that. I actually haven't leveled an orc in forever. I just remember you had to go in this cave and get someone's pickaxe, and you had to get through these guys to get there. And they're great gymnasts. I mean, look at this guy. Watch this backflip. Boom! Look at that. That's an 8 out of 10 landing. That's why I put him at number 8. Number 7 are Night Sabers, and I put the Night Sabers at number 7 because I think they just blend in really well with the environment. No pun intended. Because, you know, they can, like, they're stealthy, they're cats, they're blending in, camouflage, all that. Oh, wow, I just had the realization that I'm always like, oh, this number, or no, what do I say? I put this thing at number blank because blank. I think I say that for every single category. I'm like, I put this thing at number 7 because it's a blah, blah, blah. Like, I think that's my go-to phrase for every single number. have I said that like forever? Does this go back years? I put this thing at number 7 because like somebody's got to go back and check. You got to go back and check. I mean, I could go back and check, but I can't because I'm recording this right now. I will after. Either way. Night Sabers, number 7. And look at those backbones. Look at those backbones. Those are some flexible backbones right there. Number 6 are the Leper Gnomes, and they're a bit of a newer starting zone mob since they got revamped in Cataclysm. It used to just be they would start where the dwarves start. Now they got their own area, and I never actually read into the lore behind the Leper Gnomes, and it's like they all got radiated, and some of them are surviving, some of them became Leper Gnomes. I don't know what they're doing. They're walking around with like these scuba helmets on, but like some of them are like able to see, but others look like they're completely lost. Like they're just like, where am I going? And they're like walking around. They're like, ah! They start walking on objects. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they can see or not. I think it's just one of the great mysteries of the World of Warcraft. And then the people trying to take them out are these people with guns, but I don't think they're very good at what they're doing, because one of the gnomes is just aiming at a table, not doing anything. One's inside of a light table. I don't know what it is. And then this one's just shooting through the wall. I mean, come on, Blizzard. This gnome should be promoted to like one of the top generals with her ability to shoot through things. This is fantastic. Number 5 are the kobolds, and you knew kobolds were coming up on this list, and sadly, kobolds have been moved out of the human starting area, which I thought was crazy. These are like one of the staple mobs. Now they're a little bit more into Elwyn Forest, so they're not right away, but I mean, so they're still technically a starting mob, just not starting zone mob. Either way, these are, much like how I was talking about the Quillbores, the Alliance version. These kobolds are everywhere. They're Elwyn Forest, Lochmodan, Westfall, Stone Talon Mountains, Thousand Needles, Arathi Highlands. Like, kobolds are just everywhere. And so when you're a new player starting out the game, you pretty much know about kobolds. And if you're someone that played WoW for just a little bit, and then you quit after getting to like even level 30, level 40 or something, and you just didn't play anymore, you would know what kobolds are. So I feel like kobolds just reach a vast majority of the World of Warcraft player base. And that's why they just got to be on this list. Plus, take Candle. Take Candle. And now they just got their Hearthstone expansion. They're famous. Good job, kobolds. You did it. You keep your candles. Let's move on. Number 4 are the Ice Trolls in Dun Morogh, and they're a bit similar to the Durotar Vile Familiars, in which they're kind of around the same level you face them, but I think the Ice Trolls are a lot cooler, to be honest. They're just these trolls that live in this ice cave and kind of have their little camp set up all around, and I always remember them because the first character I ever made was a dwarf hunter, and for some reason in my mind I just always remembered the Ice Trolls, and I think they annoyed me, fighting them to a point where I went and made my orc hunter Billy, and the rest was history with that. So thank you, Ice Trolls. But here's the thing with Ice Trolls. Here's some history on them. The Ice Trolls of the Frostmane tribe had been the enemies of the Dwarven Kingdom since the dwarves invaded the surface of Dun Morogh and took it from the trolls hundreds of years ago. Before this catastrophe befell them, the Ice Trolls had controlled a small empire in Dun Morogh. Recently, in their ongoing ancestral holy war against the dwarves, they have been content to let the Trogs wear down their enemies for them. And then there's the Ice Trolls of Northrend, who are also just getting killed off by, like, the Scourge and the Azjal Narub Ancient Empire. Like, the Ice Trolls just want to catch a break, man. They just want to have their holy empire, and the dwarves, the Scourge, the spider-looking Azjal Narub people, like, come on. Just let them have something, So, I mean, Ice Trolls, you know what? They keep getting killed, but they keep sticking it out. Good for you, Ice Trolls. Round of applause. Round of applause for the Ice Trolls. Good job. Number 3 are the Blackrock, and we're not talking about the Blackrock warriors that are burning down the forest, destroying the farms, attacking anybody that gets near them. We're not talking about those Blackrock. No. We're talking about the Blackrock Spies. That's right, the Blackrock Spies, who walk around as assassins, not in stealth, extremely unsubtle, and they just kind of walk back and forth around this tree, and they have telescopes to spy on you. However, they are not aiming them at anyone. They're aiming them at the ground. So unless they're spying on ants or insects, I don't think they're doing a very good job. Also, I don't think they're actually looking into the telescope. So I don't even think they're doing that. I don't know what they're doing. They're not even moving. Like, look at this. Look at this one. She's like look, can we get a zoom in? Zoom in on their face. I don't think they're looking into that telescope. All right, I don't think they are. And this guy is definitely not looking into it. Look at this. The telescope's at his forehead. There's no way he can see into that thing. And that's why I had to put him at number 3, because they are a special type of starting zone mob. Bravo. Number 2 are the Trogs, and I put the Trogs on this list because, much like reasons before, these are one of the first mobs I ever fought in the game. But you come into the game and you're like, what are these things? They're just these weird-looking, ugly troll humanoid-esque creature. And I've never actually learned about the Trogs, so I took this opportunity to go research them a bit, and it's kind of crazy. Following the war with the old gods, the Keepers used the Forge of Wills to create new Titan Forged to help them reshape the world. Yet their first designs proved to be too complex and overambitious. Rather than making the perfect servants, they had created stone-skinned savages known as Trogs. The Keepers quickly refined and perfected their designs. The next generation of Titan Forged to emerge from the Forge of Wills will be known as the ELDEN, or would be known as the ELDEN. So the Trogs are essentially just a failed experiment. They're just a failed experiment, and then apparently they got awoken after the dwarves dug too deep into Uldaman or Cosmodon or something. And just, now they're everywhere. They're like the cousins of the dwarves. It's really weird. They also worship salamanders, but for some reason kill the salamanders and eat them or make armor and weapons out of them. Why would you kill and eat the things that you worship? I don't know. I mean, listen, they're Trogs, all right? And number 1 goes to boars. Now, boars might not be the most interesting starting zone mob, but I think they're the most well-known starting zone mob. And even if you don't play World of Warcraft, you've probably heard of boars in starting zones. I mean, think of the South Park World of Warcraft episode where they're like, oh, we could just level up by killing boars, you know? So, I mean, somebody who might not even play the game would be like, oh, yeah, can you, like, kill a bunch of boars in WoW to level up? They must be the low-level mob, right? So, I mean, everybody knows about boars. And they're in most of the starting zones on top of that. They're in Dun Morogh, they're in Durotar, they're in Mulgore, they're in the Night Elf starting zone. They're all over. And because of that, boars are number 1. Okay. Okay. See ya.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pointless Top 10, a show where we make top 10 list out of pointless things. Why are we flying by this pointless statue in Booty Bay? Because inside pointless things are treasure. Let's begin. 10. Number 10 is Father Gavin, and Father Gavin is a human male located in the Misty Pine Refuge in the Dwarven starting zone Dun Morogh, and he's affiliated with the Argent Dawn. Now, I'm specifically talking about the classic WoW version of Father Gavin, because he is in the modern version, but he now has Kellen and Lowen Featherbreeze talking to him, and I guess that gives him a little more of a point. However, I think he's still kind of pointless in that, but he was really pointless back in classic WoW, where he just stood at his table as a mustached man in the Argent Dawn, and that was it. He had a house, he has his table, he's like praying or reading or something, and somebody said he could be a reference to an old historian or something. He also has a picture of a scantily clad woman in his room. But aside from that, he just has a bunch of dwarven stuff in his house. Like, you would just assume this is just a dwarf house. So, I mean, honestly, I don't even know if this is his house, but I guess it is, because he's standing outside of it. But either way, Father Gavin could be removed from the game, and I doubt many people would care, which means he's pretty pointless, and that's why he's number 10. 9. Number 9 is T'Challa the Witch Doctor, and T'Challa is a jungle troll ghost located in Bloodmaw Ravine in the Blade's Edge Mountains. And this is kind of a weird quest. So you meet T'Challa and it's his ghost, and he's just like, yo man, I wanted to help the ogres brew some beer, and then they pretty much got his recipe and buried him and stole his hookah, and then he died. So it sucks. Like, he just wanted to help the ogres get drunk, man, and then they screwed him over. So the whole quest line is you getting revenge on the ogres, and then he's like, yo, thanks a lot. You go get some loot from his grave. It's a really weird quest. But I love these types of quests. These are the types of quests that add a lot of flavor to the world. You know what I mean? It's not just some main storyline quest where it's like, go do this thing, right? It's just some troll. It's like, yo, I wanted to help these guys brew beer and they buried me and I died. This sucks. Let's go get some revenge on him. Another fun fact is his apprentices seem to sell beer in his memory at the T'Challa's Voodoo Brewery at Brewfest. So that's pretty cool. But listen, at the end of the day, this guy's pretty pointless. And that's why he's number 9. 8. Number 8 is Watcher Tallway. And Watcher Tallway is part of the crew of the Zephyr, which is a Zeppelin that goes from Orgrimmar to Thunderbluff. And this may shock and surprise you, but Watcher Tallway's job is to watch. So if you talk to Watcher Tallway, he's like, I be Tallway. Job be to keep the peace and watch. So I be watching. He has fantastic quotes such as, that cloud look like the war chief. There be a bird. There be a bug. Where the ship? A harpy. Wait, that be another bird. And that's it. He watches. He stands on the Zeppelin, he watches, he yells out what he sees, and honestly, it's fantastic. Like, just a little reminder, I'm not bashing any of these NPCs for saying that they're pointless, because as we know, inside pointless things are treasure, and this guy truly is a treasure. I mean, he really adds just a little bit of humor, a little bit of fun to that Zeppelin ride where you're like, oh man, this is just a slow Zeppelin ride to Thunderbluff, it's taking forever, but now you can have Watcher Tallway be like, yo, a bird, yo, a bird, yo, a bird. Wait, that's a harpy. Wait, another bird, a bird. And it's fantastic. And that's why Watcher Tallway is number 8. 7. Number 7 is Makazgar. And Makazgar is a troll found in the Dark Spear strain in Duratar and Classic WoW. He got removed in Cataclysm, so he's not even in the game anymore. And although he is named and hostile, he is not associated with any quests. That's right.
People,
he has no quests.
People wearing male
doesn't
gear
do anything.
More
he just stands there.
Where we're not
and
looking
that's
like
it.
Fucking tramps out here.
And people are like, "What is his purpose? Is there anything?" And somebody said his purpose is to gank level 6 to 8 toons swimming the Senjin after collecting their gnomish tools who are not paying attention. That's really the best solution I could find. There was another theory. Somebody said maybe he's just an outcast troll, and that's why he's just out there, just by the ocean, being like, "Man, this sucks," you know. But I mean, aside from that, this guy really is pointless. Like, he was so pointless, they just removed him from the game, and everyone was like, yeah, I don't even know there's a guy there, right? So, although, you know, there probably were a couple people that were like, yo, where'd he go, right? Like, it's one of those things where maybe every day you walk somewhere and you just see some random person you don't even know, and you're like, oh, there they are, and then one day you walk by and they're just not there. It's kind of like, what happened to them, right? You don't know anything about them, but you just know they were there every day, and now they're gone. Except, at least now we know why this guy's gone. It's because he had no point, so they just removed him. And that's why he's number 7. 6. Number 6 is Beastcaller Madalore. And Beastcaller Madalore is a troll located in Dazara lore. And he's just playing fetch with his raptor, Luna. And someone on Wowhead pretty much sums this up pretty well. They said, found him throwing a ball to his raptor pet Luna, patrols a small area in the Zara lore, followed him a bit, trying to get a screenshot of him throwing the ball, but he kept running around, which he really does keep running around. It's annoying to film this guy, all right? Pauses from time to time and says, let's go, girl. He'll then break out into a run, having Luna chase after him. Other times, he will point and say, are you ready? And he'll do the bow emote, and Luna will sit, after which he will cheer, and Luna throws her head back in a silent roar as if cheering too. And that's it. I mean, there's no point. He's got no quest. There's really nothing else It's just a Xanilari troll playing fetch with his raptor pet. And again, that's fantastic. I love that it's adding some character, some fun elements to the city, right? You're like, oh, there he is. He's just playing fetch. But really, it's very pointless. Like, it's another thing where if it was removed, people'd be like, I didn't even realize that. Or they realized it, but not enough to like know that he was gone. But I really love that. I love that in this big city, there's all this stuff going on. There's like war happening. There's like magic and combat and spells and profession and everything. This dude's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna play fetch with my raptor pet. And that's it. I think it's great. And that's why he's number 6. 5. Number 5 is Krend the Pointless. Man, this guy is really pointless. What is this? It's a NPC that sits in a fishing boat that says, hello there. And you click, why are you here? And he says, just fishing for treasure. Okay? Okay. See ya. Like, man, this might be the most pointless NPC in the game. Jokes aside, I think a lot of people thought I was going to put my NPC at number 1, right? I mean, listen, this is a pointless NPC, but I didn't want to put it at number 1 because I felt like everybody's going to be like, oh, he's putting it at number 1, right? And I was like, you know what? I think there are some cooler pointless NPCs in the game than my own. Now, I was like, it's going to make the list, of course, but I mean, this was like, honestly, this was a shock when I got this in the game. Like, I got a belt years ago in Pandaria, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But the fact that I actually have an NPC and it's in Dragonflight instead of Shadowlands, oh man, like, could you imagine if my NPC was in the mall? I would never go see it. But now it's fantastic. I'm just chilling in the Azure Span on a small lake, and I'm just fishing. What's better than this? I made it, dude. But at the same time, extremely pointless NPC. But as we know, inside pointless things are treasure. And that's why Krend the Pointless is number 5. 4. Number 4 is Tiev Mordoon. And Tiev Mordoon was actually in one of my previous pointless top 10s. He was in pointless top 10 NPCs in the middle of nowhere, because he truly is in the middle of nowhere. He's in the west of the Sepulchre, on the ocean side of the Eastern Kingdoms, and he used to be a part of the Shaman quest, Call of Water, but now he literally just isn't anything. They removed that quest after Cataclysm, I believe, or they removed it at some point. It used to be in Classic WoW, but it is no longer, and so he's just there. He does have a very small purpose now, however. Apparently, if you don't speak to the minor manifestation of water before it despawns, bring him a water sapta and he'll bring it back so you can talk to it. So his whole purpose now is to bring back a water manifestation if you missed talking to it. Cool. I haven't actually seen that happen, so I don't know if that's true or not, but I guess that's what this person said. So, you know, he's not completely pointless, but man, that's pretty pointless. Like, you used to be a part of this really cool big shaman water totem quest, and now it's just like, oh, hey, I forgot to talk to this guy. Can you bring him back? And it's like, yeah, yeah, I guess I can. And that's it, right? Like, you could really live without this guy, but I decided to put him pretty high up on the list because he has been on a previous pointless top 10. He is pretty pointless, and you know, I really do think he's definitely one of the NPCs where if you removed him, nobody would care. So that's why he's number 4. 3. Number 3 is Topper McNabb, and Topper McNabb is a human beggar and former farmer located in the trade district of Stormwind City. He can also be found on the Dark Moon Island at the pier on the southernmost point of the island begging for coins. In Legion, when the Uncrowned and the Veiled Hand infiltrated the city and caused lockdown, McNabb was seen sleeping in the auction house. And then in BFA, in the Vision of Stormwind, Topper is transformed into a rat, and once he is killed, he reverts back to his human form. The talking cat Tiddles will then begin eating the corpse. So I always just assumed Topper McNabb was pretty pointless, right? He's just walking around Stormwind, he's begging for money, he says, help a poor bloke out, could you spare some coins, shine your armor for a copper, better get a move on, kid, that coffee's not gonna get any hotter. He actually has a reference to Wimpy from Popeye where he says, I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. But the thing that kind of blew my mind that I never knew is that Topper McNabb actually has a backstory. So in Warcraft 3, A common tactic when playing humans to prevent the enemy from easily destroying defensive towers was to place farms in front of them so that the enemy melee units would have to destroy the farms to get to that tower. And Topper McNabb says, "It's all their fault, stupid Alliance army just had to build their towers right behind my farm." And then he also says, "Stupid orcs had to burn my farm to the ground." So Topper McNabb actually had his farmland and house and everything destroyed back in Warcraft 3, and that's why he's here in Stormwind. And that kind of blew my mind lore-wise. I was like, dude, I did not know any of this. And so just because of that, and because of how prevalent Topper McNabb is, I was like, I gotta put this high up on the list. And that's why Topper McNabb is number 3. Number 2 is the Ancient King, and the Ancient King is located on the ocean floor south of the Broken Shore. His purpose is currently unknown, and he is located under the death line. As such, reaching him is impossible. So can't really get any close-up shots here, but it is actually kind of weird. I did not know about this at all. Someone tweeted this to me, so thank you very much for letting me know this existed. But these are really the types of things that I love. Just weird things out in the wild, right? Like, there's this guy called the Ancient King just trapped out in the fatigued ocean in the ground, and that's it. There's so many questions to be had here. Like, did the developers accidentally do this and then leave him there? Is this some weird reference to something? Is this an inside joke? There's so many questions, and we don't know it. Maybe we will one day. I mean, this guy could be the savior of Azeroth, and I mean, like, for all we know, this guy could be the strongest being in the world, but he's just stuck in a mountain. But I guess if he was the strongest being in the world, he wouldn't be stuck in a mountain, right? I don't know. To me, it's one or the other. It's either he's extremely important or he's not important at all. But one thing's for sure, and that's that this guy's pretty pointless, because if he got removed from the game today, I don't think anyone would care or notice, because they probably haven't noticed already. So that's why the Ancient King is number 2. And number 1 is Wendell Sparkshine. And Wendell Sparkshine is a gnome who stands outside the Silver Enclave in Dalaran, and every day at 9 p.m. server time, Wendell walks around and lights the street lights of Dalaran with his wand. According to Wowpedia, he enjoys his job so much that he sells Wendell's lighters so that others can experience the same joy. In World of Warcraft Legion, an image of his daughter Kindy Sparkshine appears on top of the lights in memorial to her death at Theramore. So this is one of those things where somebody was like, "Oh, you should check out the gnome that just lights lamps in Dalaran. He's pretty pointless." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds pretty pointless." And I looked into it and I was like, "Dude, this is this is actually sad. Like, it's almost like a memorial. Like, he lights the lamps as a memorial to his daughter that died in the Theramore bombing. Like, that shit's crazy." And so in the Legion Dalaran, I think your wand doesn't actually work anymore. I guess that was in Wrath of the Lich King when you could buy the wand and use it. And so you say, "Wendell, why doesn't my wand work on the lamppost anymore?" And he says, "Oh yes, terribly sorry about that. I like to light the lamppost myself, you see. It helps me. Let's leave it at that, please." And I mean, that is really sad, right? Like, this is the way he copes. Like, he copes with the death of his daughter by just lighting these lamps every night. And so to me, this truly had to be number 1, because this really is the embodiment of inside pointless things or treasure. You know, you see this gnome, he's walking around lighting these lampposts. You're like, why is this guy even lighting these lamps, right? Like, it's just turn them on. It's just the game, right? But then you read into it and you learn his story and you're like, damn, dude, light those lamps. So head over to Dalaran at 9 p.m. and see him light some streetlights, because it's pretty cool. And that's why Wendell Sparkshine is number 1. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Pointless Top 10. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you can check out patreon.com/Krendor, or you can become a channel member and get access to a Q&A every month. Also, you can check out some other Pointless Top 10s. We had temples, we had squirrels, we had weirdest NPCs. Check them all out. Okay? Okay. See ya. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pointless Top 10, a show where we make top 10 lists out of pointless things. Why are we flying by this pointless statue in Booty Bay? Because inside pointless things are treasure. Let's begin. 10. Number 10 is the Valley of Heroes bridge in Stormwind, and I put this bridge on the list because it's a very prominent bridge, right? It's a very historic bridge. Most people, when they're first creating characters in World of Warcraft, especially if you're Alliance, you're gonna walk across this bridge and be like, oh man, I'm walking into this giant city, right? You've got the cathedral in the background, you got all the statues of all the old historic figures all around. And it's a really cool entrance and a really cool bridge overall. You know, you got the stone ground, and it's neat. You know, I didn't play the Alliance back in the day. I mainly played Horde, so I don't have as much nostalgia about it, but, you know, you can't not know about the Stormwind Bridge, and because of that, I put it at number 10. 9. Number 9 are the High Mountain Peak bridges, and High Mountain Peak is a large mountain located in southern High Mountain, and it is the highest point in the Broken Isles. I did not know that. Fun little fact there. And the mountain trails and outposts are maintained by the Skyhorn tribe. Only 2 settlements can be found on High Mountain Peak, Greystone and the secluded Ironhorn Enclave. But it's a really cool area. I mean, you got the snow blowing around. You've got the sky that looks amazing with all the stars and the Aurora Borealis looking type effect going on up there. But it looks phenomenal. And the bridges, I think, really add to that atmospheric environment, if this makes sense. Because, you know, when you're up in the mountains, you know, there's the snow and the cold and everything's blowing around. And you have these, like, long, creaky bridges, right? You know for a fact, if you're walking on one of these bridges, it's, like, swaying back and forth. And it's like, right? And you know at any moment that rope is going to snap. If this was in a movie, 100% that one of these ropes is snapping and they're, like, hanging from the mountainside, being like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Anyway, that's number 9. 8. Number 8 is the Jade Forest Bell Bridge, and I couldn't find any information on the Jade Forest Bell Bridge, but I mean, the only information you need is it's got a giant bell. I did find an article on a Windspire Bridge, but those are different bridges. Those aren't this specific, like, bell bridge. Like, I don't know why, but this bridge just stands out because it's got a giant bell. You know what I mean? Like, I did look at those other bridges and I was like, well, they look like these bridges, which are very cool. They got the, like, temple shrine style walkways and stuff, and the stairs and really cool architecture and, you know, stone walkways and stuff, but this one has a giant bell. And as you can see, there's like some panda kids with mallets. Looks like they want to whack the bell. There's some guy also standing there. So I honestly don't remember if there's anything special with this bell involving any quests, and I didn't really know what to look for. But if there is, let me know in the comments section down below. I'd love to know. But I mean, just in the grand scheme of things, it's a really cool bridge, right? You know, you fly by, you see the really big bell, you can, you know, fly around it, and it's neat. So that's why it's number 8. 7. Number 7 is the Dunbaldar Bridge in Alterac Valley. And when I was thinking of bridges, this one instantly came to mind. And I mean, this bridge is famous enough that it's got a Hearthstone card, right? It's got a 4 cost, after you summon a minion, give it a 2/2 last 3 turns, Paladin Hearthstone card. So this bridge is popular enough to be in the hit game Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Wow. That's the joke, is that people play Battlegrounds, they don't actually play actual Hearthstone. That's besides the point. This bridge is fantastic. I always remember back in the day fearing people on this bridge. I'd go on my priest, you just run onto the bridge and be like, Psychic Scream, and it's like, blah, and everybody runs. Or you can mind control people and jump them off the bridge. Or, you know, just having like these epic battles on this bridge, right? Like Horde and Alliance going back and forth, fighting each other. Kind of this big choke point being a crucial area to see who's going to control Alterac Valley, see if the Horde can push over. And I mean, even if you're on defense, it's fun doing the same thing back at the Horde, right? Like fearing them off, mind controlling them off, kind of just AoEing on the bridge. And it's definitely one of the most notorious bridges in World of Warcraft. I feel like a lot of these bridges are just here because of notoriety. But I do think that makes a good bridge, right? Like, they are notorious and historic for reasons. But aside from that, it does have some pretty cool structural properties, right? It's got the big stone pylons that are holding it up over the mountains and the trees, and then you got your standard wooden plank bridge planks going across. So, you know, it's a very simplistic bridge, but it's a very cool-looking bridge. And I think for being as old as it is, it's held up pretty well through the years. And that's why it's number 7. 6! Number 6 are the bridges in Thunder Bluff. And once again, these aren't the most crazy, wild bridges or anything, right? But these are very notorious bridges, right? If you go to Thunder Bluff, odds are you've walked on a bridge. And if you haven't, I don't know what you're doing, because you need to get to the other parts of Thunder Bluff, and the only way to do that is to cross a bridge. So, I don't know. I guess you could fly at this point. You don't actually have to take the bridge. But if you played Classic WoW, you did have to take the bridges. And I always thought it was such a really cool city design, because, you know, you get the Thunder Bluff, you got to take the elevator up, and you're on the mountains, right? So you're in this city on the mountains, and it's like, oh, how do I get over there? And it's like, oh, you got to walk across this big bridge, and then, you know, it's like, oh, and then you got to walk back across this big bridge. And I always really enjoyed it because you can kind of look out into the open plains and the wilderness and see everything. And, you know, you can look up at the sky, and you can always be like, uh-oh, I'm going to fall down. And obviously, you know, you can fall off the bridge, but that's a risk with any bridge. But I really enjoy these Thunder Bluff bridges, and I had to put them on the list. But, you know, I wasn't going to put them too high up, but I didn't want to put them too low either, because I do love the Thunder Bluff bridges. And I thought number 6 is probably a pretty good spot for them. You know, nothing too exciting. But these bridges are sturdy. They're reliable. They've held through the test of time, and you gotta give them props for that. And that's why they're number 6. 5. Number 5 is the bridge that connects the Arathi Highlands and the wetlands, and it's this really cool big stone bridge that I always remember crossing, you know, all the time. And I was like, dude, this is a cool bridge. But turns out there's actually a lot of cool lore behind it. So, according to Wowpedia, this is the Thandle Span, and it is a set of massive stone bridges connecting the wetlands of northern Cosmodan with the Arathi Highlands of southeastern Lordaeron. It is one of the greatest engineering projects ever completed by the dwarves, having been under the guard of the Anvil Mars for at least 3 generations. The area where it is located was once known as the Thandle Valley. After the War of the Three Hammers, the dwarves of Ironforge sought to retain relations and trade with their Wild Hammer cousins in Airy Peak in the hinterlands. The 2 arches of the Thandle Span were built to bridge the gap between Cosmodan and Lordaeron and to serve both as an economic and symbolic bridge between the dwarven territories. Prosperity was gained by the 2 dwarven kingdoms as a result of mutual trade. And then you might be like, well, Krendor, why is it all broken now and all, you know, shattered chains and everything like that? Well, the mighty bridges recently suffered heavy damage due to a dark iron attack planned by Cam Deep Fury and Belgaros the Foul. One of the 2 bridges was all but destroyed, and the dwarven forces fought fiercely to defend the last remaining bridge and retake the nearby town of Dun Modir. During the assault, many dwarves died, and the brother of Long Braid the Grim. I actually remember doing the quest with right in the wetlands by this bridge. I never knew it was actually related to the bridge because I never read the quest dialogue. I was just like, me complete quest, me level. And so I'm sure many of you haven't either. And all it took was just watching a random video about bridges years later to be like, wow, that's what that quest was all about. And that's why it's number 5. 4. Number 4 is the Gyro Plank Bridge, which is the bridge that connects Netherstorm and Blade's Edge together. And it is a product of Goblin Engineering, if you couldn't tell. It is constructed by Boom, B-O-O-M, otherwise known as Brain Trust of Orbital Operations and Mechanics. And they are a group of goblins operating their money-making schemes in Area 52 and Cosmo Wrench in Netherstorm. But I think most of all, what I love about this bridge is how many wacky gizmos and gadgets there are. There's like some wobbly, you know, spinny things on the sides of the bridge. There's like these, you know, strings of rope hanging there for whatever reason. There's like goblins hammering on random contraptions on the bridge. I don't even know what's going on, to be honest, but if you look at it, you're like, hey, you know what? These goblins seem to know what they're doing, right? They're building this bridge. It's functioning. I don't know why they need all this stuff, but I'm just here to cross the bridge, right? And in fact, there's this goblin who's working on the bridge, and he's like, what is this? This can't be right. Who built this bridge anyway? Oh, we did. And he just walks away like, oh, whatever. So I love this bridge just because it's goofy, it's wacky, it's goblin-y. It's all the things I love about World of Warcraft, and that's why it's number 4. 3. Number 3 are log bridges, and I kind of cheated with this category, and I included 2 bridges in the list because I didn't realize there were multiple log bridges in WoW. I was going to do the Grizzly Hills one, and then someone was like, well, aren't you going to do the Town Long Steps one? And I was like, what? And then I went and found it, and I was like, oh my god, how could I not put this in? Or Dread Wastes, it's around that area. I never really went to the Town Long Steps or the Dread Waste that much, and so I completely forgot about this bridge, and I mean, it's a phenomenal log bridge, so I decided to just cheat and make both of these categories into one and just call it log bridges. If there's any other log bridges in the game, I couldn't find any, and please comment below if you know any, because I love log bridges, and I would be sad I missed one. But this one's phenomenal in Grizzly Hills. You know, it's a bit older, but still really cool. I love the way the sun shafts kind of hit into the bridge, and you see the sun kind of, you know, moving around in there. I always really love that, and crossing over this bridge was really neat. And on the flip side, I love how awesome the you know, giant tree trunk log bridge is over in Mists of Pandaria. Just like this massive tree fell over, and it's just hollowed out, and you can go through it. And I just love the natural construction of log bridges, you know what I mean? I mean, really, it's just, you know, some trees fell over, and you know, they're hollowed out, and you can go through them, and they're allowing you to pass over the land. And I just think that's really cool. I love when there's those types of things in the game. I hope there's more log bridges I don't know about, but these are the only 2 I know about, and I think they're both really cool. And on most people's lists, I think these would be probably way higher up. They'd probably be like, you know, number 9, number 8. But me, big log bridge fan, and that's why they're number 3. 2. Number 2 are the chain bridges in Blackrock Mountain, and these are a really good one because they're very notorious, historical, all those things I've been mentioning throughout the video, but they're also very unique. And, you know, these are the types of things you don't really find in any other version of the game, like being able to walk on chains to go places, you know what I mean? And not only that, but these dwarves up in the mountain are holding these chains. I can still remember back in, you know, vanilla WoW, walking into Blackrock Mountain and being like, I don't even know how to go anywhere. And then it's like, oh, you gotta walk on the chains, and being like, oh shit, like this is crazy, right? And you got these weird dwarves up there looking down at you like, go ahead, walk on the chain. And you're like, all right. There's like people fighting all over on the chains, and people waiting to get into molten core. And there's all the lava, you know, flowing down, and then you had to go down, you know, some of the chains and get to the middle. Then you got to go down again and get to the bottom area, and you go into the lava sometimes. There's people like jumping in the lava. Like, these were just really cool ways to get around the mountain. And, you know, I mean, think if they would have had normal bridges, right? If they would have had some normal bridges, it would have been like, oh, this is cool, right? You walk around, but just the fact that it's changed, like it fit the theme so well, right? I think that's what's so cool about them. They're very thematically fulfilling bridges for Blackrock Mountain, and they really added that character and style to this, you know, essentially a pre-raid, pre-dungeon area, because this is where you went to go to, you know, Blackrock Depths, and this is where you went to go to, you know, Blackwing Lair and Molten Core, and like all these different areas. Like, you had to go here. And so people were going to see this one way or the other. And, you know, going here early on, like a little 55 to 60 to gear up to go to Molten Core, then going to Molten Core, and going to Blackwing Lair. And even, you know, BRD, you had to go here. So, I mean, I think these are fantastic. I love these bridges. And I wanted to put them way high up on the list, the same way this dwarf is way high up in the mountain holding this chain bridge. That sounded like a news report. This has been Crendor in Blackrock Mountain. Back to Crendor in the studio. 1. And number 1 is Kolagarn. And Kolagarn is the 6th boss encounter in Ulduar, and he guards the Shattered Walkway into central Ulduar, where not only is he protecting the bridge, he is the bridge. This is the bridge boss, and you pretty much have to fight Kolagarn, and you're like, oh, I guess I gotta fight him to get past the this boss to get to the bridge, but then when he dies, he just becomes the bridge. And you're like, oh, I guess he's the bridge. It's probably one of the most unique boss encounters in the game, let alone one of the most unique bridges in the game. Don't know many other bridges that are made out of a boss, but this is one of them. And I mean, for that reason alone, he has to be number one, right? Like, there is no other bridge like him. He cannot be replicated. Even if you have another boss that dies and becomes a bridge, it's not Kolagarn. He is his own thing. And it's just, Ulduar is a fantastic raid. You know, there's so many different variables going into this, but for all the reasons I mentioned, I thought this guy deserves to be the #1 bridge in World of Warcraft. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this episode of Pointless Top 10. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube lingo. And if you want to check out some more Pointless Top 10s, there's a lot of them. Go check them out. There's a couple on the screen for you right there. And I'll see you next time, okay? Okay. See ya.
I'm out of range. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. still recharging.
Alright, and I'll just bank these since I'm probably gonna be in these guys like alt run again until like they get me my main hand fist weapon. So we definitely did a 1 hour run, so it's like they should last me the entire raid. If not, I mean, I'm just gonna get higher parses now that I have all these. I mean, the stamina one was just for extra HP, but I got an extra 25 and 25 strength now banked for my new buffs that I didn't have on top of everything else I already have. Like, fucking hell. So many fucking buffs. Okay, that is not water. Alright, and I think with that I could like probably get 10k in Battlegrounds with all the stam shit. But yeah, that's what we work for. I got 14 gold out of this. I could probably vendor some shit, auction out some other shit, maybe make some profit out of that little grind there, but I guess I'll be going there every now and then. And apparently it also gives like a buff, right? So I need to like collect enough for both the stamina and agility thing before raid type of deal. Well, I gotta use these for next raid, but like in case I need to a pre buff that I can't boon, I could like raid log that shit outside of Sunken Temple. Probably I could probably arrange for these guys to summon me. Like their name is literally Sweat Equity. Like they're sweaty fucking parsers and shit. So they're about to pump tonight here. Actually, their speed run, even though we went 57 minutes. I've heard of people going 45 minutes for all the Sunken Temples. So yeah, we are like. I probably need to gold farm a bit more for more grilled squid and more dragon breath. I think there's actually a greater arcane elixir, but I've never seen it on the auction house. Maybe I could buy that. And then I need gold to like put 15 strength on my weapon. So yeah, that's another one. I don't know if I want to do that for this. If I'm gonna, I have like a loot like almost guaranteed that like I get the main hand, so I could 2-set this and then be on their like speedrun team. But yeah, call that a stream there. I don't know. That's my last beer. Yeah, call it a stream there. Base it on the amount of alcohol I have left.